Waar ek het vermoed dat sy spuit en dit my laat twyfel. Kastdier, hoe gerig en raamstraak en hy voel die takker die spook agter die kamer deur weggedryf. Ja, die ene wie elke aand by dieselfde kroeg as hy genoeg. Ek kan hom wegsek want hy vlieg ons neer die dieren. Maar dan kan hom sien as jy vergeet ons bieren. En juist die moordenaar van iedere en juist die sluipenaar van iedere jy dacht jy kan baas ek wat jy doen man.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on SABC3. It's the hump day edition of it, and we have liftoff. Now, if you know the Expresso show the way I know the Expresso show, then you know that we spend a lot of time in the kitchen making all sorts of delicious meals. But it's difficult to make meals for everybody that everybody wants to see, and so that's why this morning we've asked you on social media, good morning, sweet or savory, healthy or traditional, which recipes would you like us to feature more on the Expresso show? And Nathan Paul says, haha, morning. Guys, yummy. I do have a sweet tooth, so I'm going to go with sweet bee, and because it's spring, healthy too. Done Henry says, good morning. Sweet treats are always good to see. Hashtag just saying. Joanne Cameron says, good morning. Yummy bunny chow. I think traditional rocks. Now, I like the idea of sweet. And if you agree with me, go to our Facebook page, hashtag Expresso Show, and let us know what you want to see more of.
That's right. Let's talk some parenting right now. It's nice and early on your Wednesday morning. We're talking about the middle child syndrome. Is it actually a real thing? And how does it affect a child going forward? Now, today we are joined in studio once again by parent coach Laura Markovitz to shed some light and also some wisdom on this parenting conundrum. Laura, welcome back. So you and I, we're on the opposite end of the scale. I'm the eldest, you're the youngest. Yeah. So middle child syndrome is something that I don't think I've ever had to deal with, really. But is it a real thing?
So yeah, it is a real thing. It's what we're talking about with middle child syndrome is really, if you think about it, the oldest being the oldest with privileges and responsibilities that come with being the oldest, and then you've got the youngest who kind of holds the cuteness, the more indulged behavior, and then you've got the middle child in the middle who can often feel a bit excluded and feels like the parental attention is being placed more on the older child or the younger child. So sometimes that can have an effect on kids. But it's really important to think about it and think, well, it's a variable in the mix. You know, just because you're a middle child doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to suffer from the middle child syndrome.
So what are some of the things or the negative behaviors associated with being the middle child, if any?
Yes. So if this is going on, and if you are feeling like parental attention is being focused sort of off you and that you're not getting that attention, it can have effects on your self-esteem, your sense of self-worth, feeling like you are close to your parents, that you're not so close to your parents. So it can give you the feeling like you don't really have a role in the family. Where do I fit in? So it can have effects on your identity. And what this can all kind of culminate in is negative attention-seeking behavior. Right. So kind of that, hello, I'm here, and that can often happen in kind of negative attention-seeking behavior.
It is very interesting to me because if I take a look at my family dynamic, I'm the eldest, my middle brother, who's just a couple of months younger, 13 months age difference, and then my youngest brother, who's 6 years younger. And it's not something that I really noticed as a brother, but I don't know, maybe from his point of view, it could have been different. So I think the question here is, for parents, what do we stand to do to kind of facilitate this and try to manage this process so that we don't see those negative behaviors or that acting out of the middle child?
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, is once we know about the potential of something like the middle child syndrome, then it means we can act preemptively. It's not sort of waiting for our children to kind of seek out that attention. So it means really being cognizant of our children's birth order and the kind of things that come with it, like what's happening for the middle child, and making sure that we maintain a connection with that child, because often we can get distracted by kind of the needs of the older child and the needs of the baby in the house. So things that we can be aware of is also not making comparisons. You know, well, why can't you be like your brother, grow up already? Or, sure, I'm busy with the baby, those sorts of things. So really making time to grow the connection with your middle child, being aware of their own interests and their own passions and allowing the space for them to develop those interests and passions so that there is actually that kind of space for them. And then also thinking about really making time. So if you can, once a month even, make special time to just be with them and show them that there is space in your heart and in your life to make space for the middle child as well as as the ones sort of on the outside of the sandwich.
The parenting saga continues, man. Laura, thank you very much for joining us. We are going to be continuing this conversation around the middle child syndrome a little bit later on. We're going to focus on the positives of being a middle child a little bit later on after we got all the negatives out of the way. Stick around for that.
The middle child syndrome, it is real. I can vouch for that. Now, moving on to Zakeni Nkubo, who is a young South African who could have fallen through the cracks in our education system, but refused to at every step. When confronted by a lack of access, resources, or any of the scores of challenges stopping our children from getting to the information and opportunities they need, Zakeni persevered.
That's right. Now, he matriculated, he became a teacher, got a bursary, earned a degree, and didn't just take any job. He enrolled at an entrepreneurship center, and with all the lessons he learned about the cracks in the system, he set about using technology to fix them, to revolutionize education, and got the biggest names in the business to back him.
Zakeni Nkubo is a South African entrepreneur that's changing the face of education with his Siafunda digital library business. Set up in schools and other disadvantaged areas in South Africa, this initiative gives access to learning materials through digital technology. Zakeni, what is Siafunda all about?
That provides learning opportunities for learners, particularly in rural and township schools. So one of the things we do is we go out and we work with some of the best teachers in the country who develop digital content. And that content is different in a sense that, for one, we localize the languages between 80-20 between English and Zulu or English and Tswana. Therefore, a learner who's using English as a second or third language is able to better understand the content. But also what we do differently is the context. A lot of the examples in the material in the textbooks is foreign to them. So what we try to do is bring it down to what kids do on a daily basis. For instance, when you're chopping onions, you're increasing the area surface. So suddenly these abstract concepts are things that kids can relate to, they come alive for them, but they can be able to understand and apply them in different scenarios.
Now, you have digital libraries set up across various schools. How exactly do they work?
So once the system is in the school, it admits a Wi-Fi hotspot and students are able to log in for free, download material. So that material includes video tutorials, textbooks, past papers, but it also includes a teacher section whereby we're empowering the teachers by sharing content with them. So those would be the digital lesson plans, curriculum trackers, and therefore you ensuring that you have a comprehensive system-wide impact looking at both the students and the teacher.
And Branson of Entrepreneurship alumni, Zakeni has helped over 80,000 learners gain access to educational material. Siafunda also helps learners with career guidance and university and bursary placements. Now, you provide learners with digital tests to help them with their career guidance and CVs. How exactly do those work?
So one of the things we're really passionate about is providing access to opportunities. And therefore, what we're doing through this database is, because every single student that's registered in our system is basically building up a digital profile. And what we're planning to do with that is to have that system feed into a bursary program. Because a lot of learners don't have access to opportunities because, one, they don't know about the available opportunities in terms of bursaries and learnerships. But also, it's a very long process to get application forms, apply, and have to submit documentation, all of that. So through this system, we're able to actually vet students based on performance, activity, and be able to give our clients and companies offering bursaries and opportunities a detailed profile of the students that they're looking for. Another aspect is increasing our library, because currently we've got maths and science, but we believe that a learner should be able to come out of school with practical skills they can use, whether they're going into university or not, but they should live with practical skills, and therefore we're adding entrepreneurship, financial literacy, as well as basic programming skills and digital learning programs. So the skills have these practical skills to be able to create and develop their own professions.
Being part of this project and working with Zakheni, what lessons have you learned along the way?
I have seen how helpful people are out there. People are generally willing to assist and to help out. Just amazed at how receptive they are of us and the solution that we have to offer. Even the kids at the schools that we go to, the talks that we give them, how inspired they become. It's just amazing, and I guess it's what inspires me to wake up every morning, and go out there.
Where would you like to see Siafunda go in the future?
So our goal is to put a Siafunda digital library in every school, in every community center, in every library, where a learner can be within proximity of getting an education they deserve.
Although there are various challenges facing our education system, Zakheni's Siafunda digital library is definitely making headway in addressing some of the issues.
Beautiful stuff. Inspiring stories on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Siafunda, a learning nation is a prospering nation.
And also just tapping into the fact that digital is the way to go, and young people are in that space. So
Absolutely.
if you can take it to the underprivileged areas, why not?
Even better so. Now listen, on the 10th of October, it's International Mental Health Awareness Day, and the guys from the Crazy for Walking campaign are planning some pretty crazy events. There they are, looking ever smiley and colorful with those socks.
Love
and
it.
they'll be chatting to us about what they're up to after the break.
Shannon Elizabeth has also been doing such amazing things all over the world, and she's in studio with us this morning to chat about her foundation. That's going to be lots of fun.
Some coffee suspensors, please. Is that for me? Yes.
I'll have a tea, please.
Oh,
2 sugars.
2 sugars?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet, eh?
Cutting down.
Sweet.
Cutting down.
Moment in between with McAfee. See you after the break.
Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty in the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to a kitchen chair, she broke your throat and she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah. Hallelujah. I used to live alone before I knew you. I've seen your flag on the marble arch. Love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. Hallelujah.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Happy Wednesday to you if nobody said it to you yet. Now let's reflect on some things happening in the future. On the 10th of October is World Mental Health Day, which means that people all over the world will unite to raise awareness about the dangers of mental health. So to make sure that all South Africans are talking about mental wellness, next month, the Crazy for Walking campaign will be hosting a number of crazy walks around the country that you can get involved in. I've got Francois Lowe and Madeleine van der Berg from the Crazy Walking team with us this morning to chat about this year's year's World Mental Health Day campaign. Thanks for joining us as always.
Thank you for having us back.
Thank you.
Whenever you arrive, it's just this.
The vibe is just great here all the time. You know?
I think you bring that vibe too. I mean, the beautiful socks.
Your studio is as crazy as our initiative.
All right, so let's talk about this year's one, because I think part of the big message that you're trying to spread is the destigmatization of mental health and allowing people to understand truly the dangers of mental health. Tell me about how you are going about that and whether you think South Africans are doing enough to educate themselves on that.
I think the past year has really been a year of significance in terms of a lot of VIPs and prominent people that died of depression. And we have done a lot last year. That we really had a great traction last year. But we realized that we just have to do so much more, so much bigger, so much better. And this is what we're doing this year, destigmatizing mental illness and promoting mental wellness, those two.
So last year, the big walk was from Pretoria to Cape Town. I mean, that's massive in itself. And this year, you're doing a whole lot of other crazy events in the lead up to. Tell me about this year's campaign and what you've got planned.
It was so amazing last year for people saying, like, we want to walk, we want to join. I've got someone suffering from mental illness as well. So we said, we want to open it up. Okay. So firstly, there will be events all over the country. Pretoria, 2 in Cape Town, Bloemfontein.
They're going to walk the mountain, you know what I mean? They're crazy. They're going to walk the mountain for a whole week.
Exactly. Yeah. And we also want to walk to Mars. We have this mission to Mars where people this year can join us in downloading an app and letting their steps count towards mental well-being. So it's not only the national events that we're hosting, but we're inviting everyone to say, come and join this initiative, Walk for Mental Health.
So we're taking the shortcut to Mars. Okay?
I was about to say,
yes, not the long route.
Walking to Mars is pretty crazy.
Very, very crazy.
So we're bigger and better this year.
Okay, so tell me, there's more than 2 events you were telling me earlier on. So just give me a breakout.
Cape Town, in the malls, there's going to be more walks up the mountain, Table Mountain. In Bloemfontein, we're going to walk the Rimland, which is a really desolate place. Once again, illustrating where you find yourself when you have a mental illness. And in Pretoria, we're going to walk around the union buildings. It's a cyclic disease as well. So breaking the stigma, being in a very prominent key place in South Africa, we really want politicians to know about this, you know, because that is part of...
policy making.
Yes, the policy making, exactly. That's the issue. So up north, in the center of the country, down here in Cape Town, but best of all, everyone can join. You know, so Crazy for Walking.
Give us those details. We want people to get involved in their millions, if not by all their millions across Africa.
Yes. Around the world. We only need to cover 54.6 million kilometers to Mars. You know,
listen, every step counts.
Every step counts, make your walk count.
So people can definitely go to the website and find all of the information there and contact us from there and buy their crazy socks and download the app. Crazyforwalking.co.za.
And those details have been on your screen, so you can follow that. When it comes to the day and far beyond the 10th of October, what kind of conversations do you want people to start having around mental health, especially in pursuit of the destigmatization thereof?
Exactly. I think really that our conversation has to deepen. You know, that we've done a lot, but we've not done enough. For instance, just our language that we are using. We're talking about someone committing suicide, when in fact they've died of depression. So we really want to engage in a deeper discussion because that's part of the destigmatization.
Another part for us is access to service, to tell people that there is help available and that they can access service and that they should not be blocked by the barriers of stigma and the barriers of whatever is in their way to keep them from services. People can get help. And that's what our message is about.
Franz and Marlene, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Always so inspired by your passion.
Yes. Love your socks too, man.
Thank you. Life's too short for boring socks. If you'd like to be a part of the campaign in any whichever way, you can follow them on social media at Crazy for Walking and also have a look at crazyforwalking.co.za. Good luck and let's get to Mars already.
Let's go there.
Thanks.
In the national news this morning, in a powerful debut address to the UN's General Assembly in New York last night, President Cyril Ramaphosa said the reform of the United Nations and particularly its Security Council is a priority if full effect is given to the values enshrined in the UN Charter. The Department of Home Affairs has relaxed travel rules for foreigners visiting South Africa with minors in a bid to lure more tourists. South Africans, however, will still be required to have an unabridged birth certificate if they wish to travel abroad with their minor children. On the international front, a South Sudanese surgeon, Evan Attar Adahar, who has spent 2 decades helping the sick and injured in the war-torn East African nation, was yesterday announced the winner of a UN prize for treating tens of thousands of people forced to flee violence and persecution. And then finally, archaeologists have discovered a 400-year-old shipwreck off the coast of Portugal in what is described as the most important find of all time for the country. It is believed the ship was returning from India when it sank sometime between 1575 and 1625. Well, that was your 6:30 news update. I'll have another full bulletin for you at the top of the hour.
One of the latest sporting headlines, the Proteas will be without Faf du Plessis and Hashim Amla for their upcoming ODI series against Zimbabwe due to injury. The Proteas begin their ODI series against Zimbabwe on Sunday in Kimberley. In footballing news, there's one ABSA Premiership game on the cards for tonight as Baroka FC face off with Free State Stars at the Peter Mokaba Stadium, and kickoff is at 7:30. Meanwhile, Manchester United crashed out of the English Football League Cup last night after a round 3 loss to Derby County. Now, in other results, Man City beat Oxford United 3-0, while Crystal Palace down West Brom by 3-0. And finally, South Africa's Lloyd Harris moved into the second round of China's Chengdu Open yesterday, thanks to a shock 2-1 win over world number 38, Gay Monfils. And that's a roundup of the sporting headline.
Right, let's quickly take a first look at what's happening out on the roads this morning. It's still nice and early. 2 incidents you need to be aware of, though. In Gauteng and Bedford View, there's a stationary vehicle on the N3 northbound after the Galulies interchange, causing the left lane to be blocked. Please approach there with caution. And then over in Cape Town, Athlone on the N2, there's congestion at Jake's Gerwel Drive, and you can expect delays in that area as well as a normal morning traffic starts building. If you're still heading out on the roads, please drive with care.
More than a club, more than an appliance brand. Defy.
Right, and as we head into your weather and your temperatures, we've asked you to send in some of your pictures showing us what it looks like in your parts of the world this morning. And we received a beautiful picture from Alan Rudnicki. Good morning, Alan, who sent this beautiful sunrise from Cape Town. Hey, here in the mother city, where cold conditions can be expected this morning, and also a couple of showers reaching a maximum of 18 degrees. Looks stunning. What a magical way to start your morning, Alan. Thank you very, very much. Continue sending those pictures. We'd love to see what it looks like where you are this morning. You can post those pictures on our Expresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page, and we'll gladly share them with the nation right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. With regards to your temperatures, let's get into it. Polokwane starting off on 15 minimum, reaching a high of 33. Mbombela, hot one today, 15.36. Pretoria, 16.32. Johannesburg, 14 minimum, your maximum 30. Mahikeng, 15.34. Klerksdorp, 16.32. Kimberley starting off on 10 minimum, reaching a high of 29. Bloemfontein 7.28. Richards Bay 16.25. Pietermaritzburg 12 and a high of 22, and some rain expected as well. Durban 18.22. Mthatha on a 10 minimum and a maximum 23. East London 14.22. Cradock 5.27. Port Elizabeth 11.20, George 11 and a high of 19 degrees, Sutherland 3 minimum with a maximum 17, Cape Town 13 with a high of 18 degrees, Worcester 8 and a high of 20, Springbok 5.22, and Uppington on 10 minimum, reaching a high of 28 degrees later on. That's a wrap of your weather and your temperatures for the 6:30 bulletin. I'll be back at the top of the hour with another update.
All right, it's time for some fun this morning where we get to know our guest artists this morning, and they are the Jim Harrison Project in the studio. Come on, guys. Where's that warm espresso? Welcome. Come on. Woo! Thank you. Thank you. Got to make the guests feel welcome. Gentlemen, very good morning to you.
Thank you for having us.
Good to have you here. Okay, so as I explained to you, we're going to have 60 seconds of rapid-fire questions. You answer with the first thing that comes to your mind. We just want to get to know you. Are you ready?
Okay. All right. Well,
are you ready?
Maybe. Yes.
Start the clock. Your favorite musician right now?
John Mayer.
Katy Perry.
Well done. I don't know why I laugh, I'm sorry. If you could have 3 celebrities over for dinner, who would they be?
Paul Simon.
3 of them.
Paul Simon, Elton John, and John Mayer.
Pino Palladino, Victor Wooten, and Skalkieberg.
Fransje van Coke, Patricia Lewis, and who's the third one? You guys, you.
We're judging.
Time freezes for everyone in the world for one day, but except for you. What would you do?
I would take a bath.
Well done.
Go to the National Reserve.
What do you prefer, bad breath or smelly armpits?
Smelly armpits.
Smelly armpits.
I'll stick with smelly armpits.
Would you rather have a toothache or a tummy ache?
Tummy ache.
Tummy ache.
Yep, tummy ache.
What do you prefer, bread, pasta or potatoes?
Pasta.
If you could perform anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Wembley Square.
Hawaii.
Wembley Stadium.
Sorry, Katy Perry, I really did not mean to laugh when I heard that answer first time.
Awesome.
But she's great. I love Katy Perry, man. She's a firework. But it's great to have you on the show. The Jim Harrison Project. Looking at, but you are Jan Hendrik, you're Richard, you're Bian. Where's Jim Harrison? Where
So that is a long story though.
Yeah, give us the short and romantic version of how the band got its name.
So I played a show in Belize a few years ago, and obviously being a predominantly English town, I couldn't use Jan Hendrik voor his nuwe sokkie treffer. So I got there, you know, all Jim Harrison, this whole place was covered up with Jim Harrison, and it was just crazy. The people arrived, it was just so awesome. And so just before the show, I went to go get myself a glass of water, and there was this beautiful lady, a little bit intoxicated, but standing at the bar, looking at me, and she asked me, "Are you Jim Harrison?" I'm like, "Well, you know, here I am, you know." And she's like, "But you're not in the Napolitans, are you?" So the story spread, Jim Harrison from the Napolitans. There is no Jim Harrison in the Napolitans. Visited Belito, and the name stuck, you know, so here we are.
That's incredible. Did you at least get her number to thank her after you stole that idea?
No, Belito hates me. Belito.
So I was about to say, if people are getting sued for hashtag fill up, you might be getting sued for like Jim Harrison. Maybe there's a Jim Harrison out there. Exactly. But so you talk about you playing in an all Afrikaans kind of, English kind of setup. You went from playing English pop to now making, is it Afrikaans rock? Would you class it as that?
Absolutely.
It's not unique.
Yeah,
I mean, what we did was we took our English genre and just made Afrikaans words. So we found a nice, unique sound in English.
Yeah.
And then we just translated that to Afrikaans.
Did you find it difficult to kind of write in Afrikaans? I mean, given like the way rhythmically English flows, Afrikaans flows.
Well, he's pretty amazing with songwriting, so
Yes.
it wasn't actually that difficult.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun actually. I went to a competition, the Crescendo competition last year, or I was part of the workshop, and basically, you know, like you tend to write, you know, for years and years and years, and there they actually force you to write 3 or 4, 5 songs a day, you know, so you get stuck and you just like write, and they just open the creative flow, and from there it's never stopped. You know, I've written like albums of songs, and we're just looking for more recording time.
Yeah, you currently are recording your EP, and when can listeners expect that?
That will be April next year.
Next year?
April next year.
April next year.
But we've got a few surprises this year still, so.
Good time. I feel like that lady is watching now, is watching you on Expresso. It's like, I'm the one that gave them the Jim Harrison name. Follow them online. I can't wait for the music, guys. Stay tuned and make sure that you don't miss that. One more time, the Jim Harrison Project in the studio! Yeah!
Yes. Well, there we go. We got to know them. Listen, we're going to take a very quick break. Stick around because we have the beautiful Shannon Elizabeth with us in studio, of course, from American Pie and Scary Movie fame. She's brilliant.
She's amazing, man.
She has been doing incredible work in her conservation efforts and also with her foundation, and we're going to pick her brain a little bit after the break. Stick around for that.
That's right. Also, the Jim Harrison Project, they're going to perform for us on your Feel Good Breakfast show, so don't move. Stay with us.
Don't move.
Don't move.
Only you can make my day.
Just one. Test. Just one. Yippee.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso on SABC3. Time for us to find out what's happening in Mzansi Wood. And I feel like it's a cloudy day, a lot of shade being thrown.
You know, 2 words, Casper Nieves. That's all I'm going to say. You know what's coming, right? Now, Casper's been living his best life overseas last week, but Twitter brought him back down to reality over the long weekend after he claimed his travels had taught him that Mzansi is only good at dragging each other down. And of course, dragging hasn't stopped. Now, in a tweet, he wrote, "White people live comfortably in the most expensive parts of the world, America and Europe. They are 400 years ahead. We are supposed to be catching up," before suggesting that South Africans only bring each other down. Now, Casper deleted the tweet, problem number 1, but still made his feelings known through another tweet with a similar message, and this opened up the floodgates. Now, Casper saw flames for some of the comments, with many labeling him ignorant and fake humble. Of course, songbird Simpiwe Dana got wind of the mess that Casper had caused on social media with his tweets and took to Twitter to address him. She said, "I also get frustrated. People can come at you sideways, especially on social media. The black community is wounded everywhere you go. I just don't like him alienating his fans. I admire his success." And then, Afternoon Express presenter Bonnie Mbuli also slammed Casper, reminding him that it was his fans who filled up the stadiums, okay? The same fans who drag.
The same black ones.
The same black ones who were dragging. And then, of course, says, some of the loyal, loving fans who spent their money filling up domes for Casper might never be able to be first class up in the sky, but they still support you. Right. And now are being told, Nyoso, not cool. So,
I told you it's going to be a cloudy day
to hear
today.
what you guys have to say about that.
Well, what do you have to say, Zoe?
No, you know what? I actually don't have words. I don't. No, like, why would you say that?
Yeah.
Guys,
I think that Casper has had such a really good time, and I think he's been one of the very few humble artists that we've got in South Africa, and he's done really well.
Not fake humble. Humble.
I suppose now it's coming across, now we're starting to see it. The fakeness of it is starting to shine through. But for him to come out at black supporters like this who've absolutely made him and have been behind him all the way, supporting his first in his career, that is ridiculous, actually. I want to take this tea and like pour it into his shirt.
Yeah.
But it's not hot. So
okay. I just think that, you know, you need to realize where your fame comes from. You're talented, but up until somebody buys a ticket to go and see you on stage, you're always just going to be someone with talent. That's how I believe it. Anyways, just saying. But also, I think he's actually upset because WizKid cut him out of a picture with WizKid and himself. So I think he still heard about that. Anyways, let's move on from Casper. Hopefully international news will be a lot lighter.
I just want to know, Kat, did you survive that, my brother? Because it seems like it cut you deep, boy. I mean, do you want to make a pledge? Something you have your hand on your heart?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to say?
Bonnie finished me. I'm done. I'm done. Let's move on to happier things, please.
Well, now there's some entertainment news for you. That's for sure. That's for sure. Listen, let's take a beat. Shall we do that? And let's see if you're. We're humble. We're humble. It's fine. If your entertainment knowledge is on point, then stick around because this game is for you. We're going to give you a couple of clues via some emojis, and you need to see if you can guess what it is and what are we going to ask you. Given a couple of clues as well.
How about that? Here are the emojis. Boing, 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 boing. Okay, so we've got a G clef. We got 6 words. Zzz. Ring, ring, ring. And
17 July.
17th of July.
But is it 17 July or is it just the calendar?
Or is it just?
Or is it just? But it's a long name. Obviously, we know it looks like a song. Okay,
yeah, so it's a song that was released by an American band in 2005 for their 7th studio album. It was called American Idiot, if you're wondering. The group's frontman wrote the song after the death of his father. And the song became symbolic of the tragic events of Hurricane Katrina and 9/11. So if you could think of all those thoughts in one, try and make up 6 words that fall together.
With 3 emojis.
With 3 emojis.
That's a tough one this morning, man.
It's at least like 2 words per emoji.
It's exactly 2 words per emoji.
I am waking up. No, waking up
17th July on. I don't know.
That's the song. I am waking up 17th July on.
Listen, let us know if you think you know what this song is or the title. You can comment on our social media pages using that hashtag Expresso Show, and we'll see if you are right. A little bit later on.
That famous song, I am waking up 17th July. I am waking up 17th.
Now, American Pie and Scary Movie actress Shannon Elizabeth is positioning herself as a real voice internationally for endangered species. Now, with the rebrand of her foundation completed and the direction cemented, she is continuing her work in conservation. The Shannon Elizabeth Foundation has opened a chapter in South Africa, and of course, her and her team are beginning to roll out their programming. This includes a collaboration with Relate Bracelets to create bracelets for their fundraising. Shannon Elizabeth sits down with us to unpack this initiative and how we can all get involved. Shannon, so good to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me again. It's so great to be back.
I am so happy. This is the second time that you've been with us.
Well, I think the first time I was here, it was my first trip out here. I was still learning about conservation and the issues and what I could do to help. And now I actually live here.
And now you live here?
Yeah.
You're one of us. Oh, South African.
I love
We're claiming you as our own.
Yes, I love it here.
It's so good to have you. Tell us more about the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation. I love that when you initially came here, you came here with a dream, and now the dream has been realized.
Well, you know, I started with Animal Avengers, which was my nonprofit in the U.S. as a dog and cat rescue. But that was in 2001, and we've been doing it since. But the work out here is much more serious. We're dealing with a poaching crisis. We're dealing with endangered species. And we felt like we just needed to revamp and up our game a little bit in that sense. So Animal Avengers will live on. It's going to be our kids' educational platform.
I love that.
Because kids are our future, and we have to focus on them. But our first project is actually called Rhino Review.
Wow.
And I've teamed up with Peter Borchard, who is the founder of Africa Geographic, and he is our editor-in-chief and our chairman of the board. And he's doing all of our research and writing, so that's going to be a big platform for us online.
I love it. Just seeing these images stirs my heart so much, and I love that there are people like you that are just pushing the message forward and doing the most to try and create more, you know, a spotlight of what's happening to our animals. Now, you've also partnered with the Relate Trust. Do you want to tell us more about that?
So I brought you a bracelet today,
did?
so you could see what it was like.
Amazing.
It's one of our first ones. We haven't even put them on sale yet, so they're going to be on sale on our website at shannonelizabeth.org, probably starting Friday.
Yeah.
But we've partnered with Relate. They work with the townships, and they bring education, or they bring employment to elderly, seniors, to children, people who might not otherwise have it. And so they're a nonprofit, Relate's a nonprofit. And so 100% of the proceeds are all going to nonprofits.
I love this. It's absolutely beautiful. I promise I'm going to wear it with pride. But I'm sure by now you've probably realized that throughout your journey there's been a whole host of obstacles. Do you want to name just a few of the obstacles that you've come across in this journey of yours?
Well, you know, I think number one, it's trying to get the laws in place that you need to support the work that you're doing. So sometimes the laws just aren't there, and you need to revamp old rules and to bring things up to date. And that support is so necessary. And just being able to get boots on the ground and fight what's happening right there. I mean, technology is great, and fighting it on the other side is great, where the buyer is, where it's all coming from, why this is happening in the first place. But I think all of it is needed. We all have to work together. There's no one silver bullet.
I love that. And talking about working together, how can we support you? How can our viewers support what you're doing?
Well, you can go on our website and sign up for our newsletter. You can follow us on Instagram at Shannon Elizabeth FDN for Foundation, Facebook, Twitter, and then buy a bracelet when they go on sale. That's our big fundraising tool right now.
Exactly, and people can also go to www.relate.org.za as well.
That's the company that does it, so they have lots of bracelets for sale there, and I'm sure ours will be up there as well.
Wonderful. Shannon Elizabeth doing the absolute most. Thank you so much for coming and sharing this incredible message.
Thank you for having me again.
Wonderful. Like as she said, you can go to our Facebook page to go and find out all of the necessary information. The gorgeous Shannon Elizabeth doing so much for wildlife conservation.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shannon Elizabeth, come on! Woo-hoo! superstardom here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. And speaking of which, an all-star ensemble cast including Channing Tatum, James Corden, Zendaya, Common, LeBron James, Gina Rodriguez and Danny DeVito have teamed up for a very exciting twist on a classic legend.
That's right, and what a cast it is. Channing Tatum voices Migo, a Yeti who is convinced that the elusive creature known as the Smallfoot really does exist, and his beliefs are proven correct when he meets Percy Patterson, voiced by James Corden, a former TV personality trying to reclaim his fame.
I'm just like, how does LeBron James even fit into this picture? But anyway, Warner Brothers has teamed up with Expresso to offer 5 lucky viewers an awesome prize that includes exclusive movie merch and 2 3D tickets for a movie of your choice valid for the next 2 years. Yeah, exactly. So all you need to do is tag us on Twitter at Expresso Show with a video of you doing the hashtag Do the Yeti dance to the tune of Niall Horan's new song Finally Free.
Well, you might be wondering, what exactly is the hashtag Do the Yeti? Well, we're going to help you out and we're going to show you. It is a dance performed by Migo, and he's encouraging all of his small foots out there to join in and do the hashtag Do the Yeti dance craze. Now let's take a look at how it's done. It's not easy.
No, it is. Like, it's just like you got to get the slide drag foot thing. It's a small foot thing.
Easy. I feel like it's because his legs are longer, it's going to be easier.
So later on in the show, we'll tackle it and join in on the fun, and we will show you our hashtag Do the Yeti. Yeah.
So, get dancing to Finally Free by Niall Horan and send us those videos, and don't forget to include the hashtag Do the Yeti and hashtag Expresso Show for your entry to be counted. The competition closes next Tuesday, that's the 2nd of October, and T's and C's can be found on our website, that's expressoshow.com.
Just get in there already.
All right,
let's we need to get our dance moves ready for that one, because
I'm almost like hyperventilating here. You know, he's got this whole...
I don't even know. Like, he's got like these legs. This thing that he does with his legs. I don't know.
I don't know. We're just going to try and dance like an animation dude at the end of the day. But it's going to be great to see what you guys come up with as well.
Yeah.
But listen, we're going to be taking a very quick break. Lots more to come.
Yes, the Jim Harrison Project after the break on your Feel Good Expresso show.
Absolutely. And then also rather inspirational how underprivileged children get the opportunity to connect with online opportunities or online education. Being online nowadays is such an important part of growing up and being educated, and we're giving that opportunity, but we'll unpack that story after the break.
Every day that brave young kids and their families battle cancer, the CHOC Childhood Cancer Foundation supports them. And here at Expresso, we'd love you to help us fund their newest CHOC home in Pretoria. SnapScan makes it easy to donate. Download the app, scan the code, and donate. For more details, visit the Expresso website.
Song. It's nou 5 van Februarie af, maar squirrel maar. Hallo.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Wednesday morning right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso on SABC3. Hanging out with the Jim Harrison Project. They're about to share music with us live right now. A song to pump some love into your heart called Valentine.
Ek wil jou middag langs jou lê. Ek wil jou naand met jou bly. Ek wil op Stellenbosch se wyn blaas, te veel drink en aan gaan kuier ons in die dorp. Wat van vakansie daar in die Suid-Kaap. Iewers langs die see gaan braai. O, en as dit laat raak, dan gaan dans ons en dan kuier ons die hand nie. dokter met wyn en selfs 'n pad. En as dit laat raak, ons 'n kaggel en ons knak net nog 'n bottel. Ons gesels oor wat ons wil. Wil jy saam met my kom? Wil jy saam met my uitgaan? Wil jy saam met my kom? Wil jy bly? Wil jy bly? Wil jy saam met my stap? Wil jy saam met my hardloop? Wil jy bly? En hier en hier en die aan as die son gaan staan. As die water skaars is, dan stoot ons saam met ons, so dat saam een dag kan maak. Wil jy saam met my kom? Wil jy saam met my uitgaan? Wil jy saam met my kom? Wil jy bly? Wil jy bly? Wil jy saam met my stap? Wil jy saam met my hardloop? Wil jy bly? En hier en die aan as die son gaan sak. As die water skaars is, dan stort ons saam met ons, so dat saam een dag kan maak. Wat gaan vanoggend weer hier aan? Terwyl ek jou so in die oë staar, o, is dit liefde of gevoelens, of is dit net nog 'n storie wat ons eendag kan onthou?
Music on your Feel Good Breakfast show, the Jim Harrison Project, man. Awesome, dude. Awesome.
Thank you so much. Really
I want to ask, what inspired that song other than the obvious Valentine's Day? I feel like that should have been the soundtrack to some movie somewhere.
Oh, thank you. We hope to one day actually achieve that. But no, it was actually being single on Valentine. So, like, everybody asked, is it for someone? It was actually just, you know, being single on Valentine. And I had this idea of, you know, this beautiful lady. And, well, you know.
Did you find her?
Well, cannot say yet.
There was a beautiful lady at the bar who gave the band its name, a beautiful lady who was in your imagination. It's just beautiful ladies everywhere, man. All right. Anyway, link up with us on our social media platforms and let us know what you thought about that performance of Valentine. We'll have more from the Jim Harrison Project later on.
In the national news, in a powerful debut address to the UN's General Assembly in New York last night, President Cyril Ramaphosa said the reform of the United Nations and particularly its Security Council is a priority if full effect is given to the values enshrined in the UN Charter. He also said South Africa would like to see Africa have 2 permanent members in the Security Council, since most conflicts happen on the African continent. Ramaphosa added that to billions across the world, the UN is the most powerful instrument to achieve a more equal, humane and inclusive world. In a bid to increase tourism, and the Department of Home Affairs has relaxed travel rules for foreigners visiting South Africa with minors. Home Affairs Minister Malusi Gigaba announced yesterday that documentation proving parental consent for a minor to travel is no longer a requirement. Gigaba said these changes would be implemented before the festive season. South Africans, however, will still be required to prove parental consent and have an unabridged birth certificate if they wish to travel abroad with their minor children. Now moving further abroad, a South Sudanese surgeon who has spent 2 decades helping the sick and injured in the war-torn East African nation was yesterday announced the winner of a UN prize for treating tens of thousands of people forced to flee violence and persecution. Evan Attar Adaha, a 52-year-old doctor who runs the only hospital in northeastern Mabon County, was awarded the 2018 Nansen Refugee Award for his humanity and selflessness. The UN said he often risked his own safety to serve others. And then finally, archaeologists have discovered a 400-year-old shipwreck off the coast of Portugal in what is described as the most important find of all time for the country. Spices, ceramics, Chinese porcelain and cannons engraved with Portugal's coat of arms all lay around the wreck found near Cascais, close to the capital of Lisbon. Now, the team believes that the ship was returning from India when it sank somewhere between 1575 and 1625 and buried at a depth of some 12 meters. The wreck was very well preserved. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Here's Kat with another look at what's happening in the world of sport.
Thanks, Liane. In the latest sporting headlines, the Proteas will be without Faf du Plessis and Hashim Amla for their upcoming ODI series against Zimbabwe. The batting pair were ruled out of the 3-match series yesterday due to injury, with du Plessis still recovering from a shoulder strain, while Amla is out due to a finger injury. Without Amla and du Plessis, the Proteas begin their ODI series against Zimbabwe on Sunday at the Diamond Oval in Kimberley. In footballing news, there's one ABSA Premiership game on the cards for tonight as Baroka FC face off with Free State Stars at the Peter Mokaba Stadium. Both sides could use all 3 points after less than impressive starts to the season. Stars are now in 10th place on the log with only 2 wins so far, while Baroka are down in second last place with only 1 win this season. Tonight's game in Polokwane kicks off at 7:30. In other footballing news, Manchester United crashed out of the English Football League Cup last night after a round 3 loss to Derby County. With the score level at 2-2 after extra time, the game went to penalties, where Derby came out on top by 8 goals to 7. In other results, Man City beat Oxford United 3-0, Leicester beat Wolves 3-1 on penalties, while Crystal Palace downed West Brom by 3 goals to 0. And finally, South Africa's Lloyd Harris moved into the second round of China's Chengdu Open yesterday, thanks to a shock 2-1 win over world number 38 Gael Monfils. Now, the 21-year-old Harris claimed the biggest victory of his career by pulling off the comeback 3-6, 6-2, 6-1 win over Monfils, who is ranked 91 places above the South African. Harris will next face Australia's Bernard Tomic in round 2 today. And that's a roundup of the sporting headlines.
Right, let's quickly take another look at what's happening out on the roads for your Wednesday morning. KwaZulu-Natal and Port Shepstone, there's been a multi-vehicle accident, and that's on the N2 between Weza and Kokstad, involving 2 trucks. And as a result of this, there's long queues of traffic from both directions, and you can expect heavy delays in that area. Just plan your routes accordingly. And then over in Gauteng, Sunny Hill, there's a burst water pipe between Waterfall Drive and Country Estate Drive. Please find an alternative route this morning as well up until it is fixed. That's what I have for you in terms of your traffic and your roads. If you're still heading out, please drive with care.
More than a club, more than an appliance brand. Defy.
Right, let's quickly take another look at your weather and your temperatures. Before we do so, we've asked you to send in some of your pictures. We got a picture here from Alan Rudnicki, who sent us this beautiful sunrise from Cape Town. Hey, Alan, it looks beautiful, man. Stunning, stunning morning. Cape Town showing off for sure. But you can expect cold conditions this morning with some morning showers as well, and northwesterly winds reaching a maximum of around 18 degrees. Alan, thank you very much for that photo. Very, very beautiful. And continue, as to send in your photos. We'd love to see what it looks like in your parts of the world. Go about taking them and post them on our Expresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page. With regards to your temperatures going into your Wednesday, Polokwane is starting off on 15 minimum, reaching a high of 33. Mbombela 15 and a very hot one later on 36. Pretoria 16, 32. Johannesburg 14 with a maximum 30. Mahikeng 15, 34. Klerksdorp 16, 32. Kimberley 10, 29. Bloemfontein 7 with a high of 28 degrees. Richards Bay 16, 25. Pietermaritzburg 12, 22 with some rain expected. Durban 18, 22. Mthatha 10, 23. East London 14, 22. Cradock 5, 27. Port Elizabeth 11 and a high of 20. George 11 and 19. Sutherland 3 and a high of 17. Cape Town 13 and a high of 18 degrees. Worcester 8 to 20. Springbok 5, 22. And Uppington starting off on 10, reaching a high of 28 degrees Celsius. That's where I leave your weather and your temperatures for now. I'll have another update for you at the top of the hour.
All right, this is one of my favorite games to play here on the Expresso Show. We give you some clues in the form of emojis. It's the Emoji Charades game. It's a song. 6 words, sleeping, time, and the calendar. And I've been having so much fun reading some of your guesses. A lot of them correct, but some of them really, really funny. So it's a song released by an American rock band back in 2005 from their 7th album, American Idiot. And Krin Molwele says, I'm still watching my favorite show, Ketlecho and Zoe. Love you guys. That's just one of the not related sort of comments, but thank you so much for the love. Here's JP Dupree saying, wake me up when September ends, Green Day. Beulah Muton says, Green Day, wake me up when September ends, as well as Zelda Lambert, wake me up when September ends. And that's right. That's the correct answer for today. Good guesses, because it was a bit of a difficult one. Wake me up when September ends, Green Day.
Now, season 5 of Winner Home, it has kicked off, and in this week's Open the Door competition, you stand a chance of winning this beautiful Temper Sensation Supreme Queen bed set that's valued at 50,000 Rand. And being a memory foam mattress, the Temper Sensation conforms to your body, relieving pressure points and giving you the most comfortable night's rest in all sleeping positions. Now, Temper is brought to you by Venkasa, the world's leaders in sleep, with the widest range on pillows, motorized adjustable sleep bases, and sleep accessories.
All right, so to enter, all you need to do is visit privateproperty.co.za/winnerhome and then vote for your favorite design duo from Winner Home. By entering, not only could you power your sleep with a new Temper mattress range, but you also stand a chance of winning a fully decorated luxury home valued at, get this, over 3 million Rand. That is it. Oh.
The prize of all prizes.
I can't deal. Can you imagine just like waking up and now you have a 3 million Rand home? Wow. Okay, so visit privateproperty.co.za/winner home and vote now for your favorite design duo.
Find the space you need in a home you love. Private property, a home for everyone.
Enter the Winner Home competition on privateproperty.co.za and stand a chance to win a brand new, fully decorated apartment at Paraflay Lifestyle Estate, developed by Baldwin Properties, worth over 3 million Rand.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we meet an incredible young man who is connecting underprivileged youth with online education in a way to uplift his community.
I love that. And then we're also going to be jumping into the kitchen for the first time this morning. A crunchy green salad with a citrus dressing to kickstart your Wednesday morning. Sounds delicious and healthy at that. So that'll be after the break. Stick around.
All Expresso presenters and guests fly domestically with Mango. Enjoy outstanding service, online check-in and seat selection. With the widest booking and payment options, Mango is the only airline globally to accept store charge cards as a means of payment. Fly in comfort with ergonomically efficient seats for more legroom. Aboard a fleet of new generation Boeing 737-800 aircraft. Join the presenters of Expresso and fly Mango.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, welcome back. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso on SABC 3. It's time for us to quickly spruce up our knowledge with some general information about what happened on this day in history as we welcome the 26th of September.
Yeah, we do so. And on this day in 1933, the FBI's G-Men nickname was born when infamous gangster George Kelly Barnes, better known as his moniker Machine Gun Kelly, surrenders to the FBI on this day. Look at that! Look at that picture when mugshots really used to be seriously intimidating.
Used to be mugshots. And then also in 1969, on this day, the Beatles released their 11th studio album, Abbey Road, and the recording sessions for it were the last in which all 4 Beatles was actually participating in.
Wow, gee, that famous photo. Have you ever had the chance to walk on that?
I haven't. No, not yet.
One day is one day. Also, on this day in 1984, United States President Ronald Reagan vetoed sanctions against South Africa. There's the man. There's his legend. His legacy lives on in some parts or another.
That's right. A very interesting day in history, the 26th of September. So go out there and make it one for the books.
And on this day, I drank my coffee.
Well, Zakeni Ngubo is a young South African who could have fallen through the cracks in our education system, but he refused to at every step when confronted by a lack of access, resources, or any of the scores of challenges stopping our children from getting to the information and opportunities that they need. Zakeni persevered.
Absolutely. He matriculated, became a teacher, got a bursary and a degree, and didn't just take any job. He enrolled at an entrepreneurship center with all of the lessons that he'd learned about the cracks in the system. He set about using technology to fix the problem and thus revolutionized education and got the biggest names in the business to back him.
Zakeni Ngubo is a South African entrepreneur that's changing the face of education with his Siafunda digital library business. Set up in schools and other disadvantaged areas in South Africa, this initiative gives access to learning materials through digital technology. Zakeni, what is Siafunda all about?
That provides learning opportunities for learners, particularly in rural and township schools. So one of the things we do is we go out and we work with some of the best teachers in the country who develop digital content. And the content is different in a sense that, for one, we localize the languages between 80-20 between English and Zulu or English and Tswana. Therefore, a learner who's using English as a second or a third language is able to better understand the content. But also what we do differently is the context. A lot of the examples in the material in the textbooks is foreign to them. So what we try to do is bring it down to what kids do on a daily basis. For instance, when you're chopping onions, you're increasing the area surface. So suddenly these abstract concepts are things that kids can relate to, they come alive for them, but they can be able to understand and apply them in different scenarios.
Now you have digital libraries set up across various schools. How exactly do they work?
So once the system is in the school, it admits a Wi-Fi hotspot and students are able to log in for free, download material. So that material includes video tutorials, textbooks, past papers, but it also includes a teacher section whereby we're empowering the teachers by sharing content with them. So those would be the digital lesson plans, curriculum trackers, and therefore you ensuring that you have a comprehensive system-wide impact looking at both the students and the teacher.
And Branson of Entrepreneurship alumni, Zakeni has helped over 80,000 learners gain access to educational material. Siafunda also helps learners with career guidance and university and bursary placements. Now you provide learners with digital tests to help them with their career guidance and CVs. How exactly do those work?
So one of the things we're really passionate about is providing access to opportunities. And therefore what we're doing through this database is, because every single student that registers in our system is basically building up a digital profile. And what we're planning to do with that is to have that system feed into a bursary program. Because a lot of learners don't have access to opportunities because, one, they don't know about the available opportunities in terms of bursaries and learnerships. But also it's a very long process to get application forms, apply, and have to submit documentation, all of that. So through this system, we're able to actually vet students based on performance, activity, and be able to give our clients and companies offering bursaries and opportunities a detailed profile of the students that they're looking for. Another aspect is increasing our library, because currently we've got maths and science, but we believe that a learner should be able to come out of school with practical skills they can use, whether they're going into university or not, but they should live with practical skills, and therefore we're adding entrepreneurship, financial literacy, as well as basic programming skills and digital learning programs, so the skills have these practical skills to be able to create and develop their own professions.
Being part of this project and working with Zakheni, what lessons have you learned along the way?
I have seen how helpful people are out there. People are generally willing to assist and to help out. Just amazed at how receptive they are of us and the solution that we have to offer. Even the kids at the schools that we go to, the talks that we give them, how inspired they become. It's just amazing, and I guess it's what inspires me to wake up every morning, and go out there.
Where would you like to see Siafunda go in the future?
So our goal is to put a Siafunda digital library in every school, in every community center, in every library, where a learner can be within proximity of getting an education they deserve.
Although there are various challenges facing our education system, Zakheni's Siafunda digital library is definitely making headway in addressing some of the issues.
Right, jumping into the kitchen for the very first time, and this looks fresh, it looks healthy. Registered dietitian from Woolworths, Cindy Chin is back with us. Welcome back, Cindy. So good to have you. It's been a while. Yeah, so you are here this morning to kind of show us that eating healthily shouldn't be boring, especially when it comes to salads. So we're going to make a crunchy green salad with a citrus dressing this morning. And I love what I'm seeing here. Big fan of kale, green beans, broccoli, all my favorites in here. The green, I love the green on a salad as well. So take us through. How do we firstly go about kind of debunking this misconception that salads are boring?
Yeah, I think that's, if there's one thing you get out of this whole session now, is that healthy eating shouldn't be boring and bland. It really should be delicious, and you shouldn't eat it resentfully. I mean, that's the whole thing with healthy eating.
You shouldn't eat it resentfully. If you eat it resentfully, then you know you're doing something wrong.
It's not worth it. Not worth the energy. So it's important for you to touch on all the senses, make it look delicious. You eat with your eyes, not just with your taste buds. Sensory-wise, also vary textures and colors, so that actually then it's crispy, it's crunchy, it's smooth, it's creamy. All those different little textures that make your salad interesting.
Absolutely. And I mean, look at this guy. I mean, this looks like a meal on its own.
It's delicious.
And it possibly could be, because you've got all the nutrients in there, which is amazing. You've got some quinoa as well on the bottom. Let's put it together. Let's show us one, and then talk me through the ingredients as to why this is such a healthy recipe.
So what I love about this is really easy. I mean, you don't have to do too much pre-prep.
Yeah.
So this, we've just quickly blanched this in some hot water. So this is kale.
Okay.
So just look how it brings out the colour in the kale. It's beautiful.
So and there we have it. Look at that.
Look at the difference there.
Right.
And then what we've done is we've just cooked some red and white quinoa. So you're getting some lovely grains. So we just assemble it like this.
All right. No, you go for it. And the quinoa is also a great source of fibre.
And a bit of protein,
and plant protein as well.
Plant protein, which is great. And look, if you don't want to go all the way into plant-based eating alone, you can use some pre-cooked proteins like marinated chicken breasts or some smoked salmon or trout. But if you fully want to go plant-based, that's fully up to you as well. So we've also char-grilled some broccoli here. So that we just toss over.
And I love the char-grilled on the broccoli because it adds such a nice little crunch to it and texture and flavour as well.
Still crispy, crunchy. Yes. These are just fine
green beans.
Fine green beans.
So can you don't have to do anything to them. You don't have to steam them. You can eat them raw like this.
You can, but if you want to, then by all means you can even blanch them a bit as well.
Once again, also a very good source of plant fibre in there, and because I'm going on fibre because I don't think we get enough fibre in our diets as South African at all.
Yeah. So what's also great with vegetables is that they're high in water content, so very low calories as well. So it bulks up your diet. You feel satisfied and full without having a heavy meal.
Love that. Okay, cool.
Really, really great.
So our green beans, yes.
Yep. So baby marrows. These are we've just used a peeler and just.
And I love the fact that you're keeping it as close to its natural way as possible. Obviously, not foregoing any of the vitamins and nutrients that's in there.
Yes, and I think we were just chatting a bit earlier. Is that varying the types of cooking methods also then brings out certain nutrients. So, for instance, beta carotene, like your pumpkins and butternuts and carrots, are better absorbed when they're cooked.
Okay.
And some things are better eaten when they're raw as well. So varying it, it's not to say you should always eat it cooked, but have a variety, and by doing that you get a diversity of nutrients, which then adds to the beneficial properties.
But I love the fact that some things like broccoli, like your baby marrows, you know, it doesn't need to be cooked or done anything to. You can just slice it up and eat as is. The keyword is Woolworths. Isn't that to 33728 to get your hands on our crunchy salad? Next is going.
So this is coriander, just roughly chopped.
Fantastic.
As much as you like. Some chopped spring onions as well for a bit of an onion. Some chili as much as you like.
Please.
Okay,
Bit of a
so
kick to your salad as well.
Oh.
I'm sure you can also use red chili for a bit of a pop of colour as well.
And so these are pickled red onions. This is they're going to bring a bit of the colour as well. Maybe take some peppermints if you're going to have that at work.
Yeah.
and then roughly chopped ava, which is my absolute favourite.
Fantastic.
So
some healthy fats in there, some good oils.
Yeah. Oopsie. So, yep.
All right.
Very rough looking. And then to crown it all, this is what I love as well, is just a nut and seed sprinkle. So a bit of peanuts and crispy onions.
So you're not going to go with a salad dressing or anything like that?
Well, we do have a lovely citrus lime
here we go.
dressing. That actually happens to be oil-free, but you can use anything.
Fantastic.
We've got some lovely
Fruit-infused oil-free dressing.
Yeah, so we can just drizzle that over if you want to do that.
Yeah, sure. Here we go. Just like that.
Yep. Delicious.
Beautiful. And there you have it. And there you have it, a salad that's bulky as well. It's going to keep you fuller for longer. It's going to make you feel satisfied. The keyword is Woolworths. SMS that to 33728. Cindy, thank you very much. This is definitely something that I think you should try at home as well. But if you would like more salad inspiration, quickly check out this beetroot and bulgur wheat salad video courtesy of Woolworths. Perfect. Beautiful, beautiful salad idea right there as well. But for our crunchy green salad with a citrus dressing this morning by Cindy, you can just SMS the keyword Woolworths to 33728. It looks beautiful. As you say, you eat with your eyes.
You do.
And your stomach's going to love it, which is great. Cindy, thank you very much for joining us. So good to see you. Thank you for the inspiration and the motivation to eat more healthy. Now, of course, making vegetables the star of your braai this summer or even your kitchen will be a lot more fun than you think. Now, and remember, healthy eating comes with a reward. Now, if you are a Discovery Vitality member, you'll get up to 25% cash back when shopping for over 1,000 healthy food products at Woolworths. So make sure to look out for the Vitality stamp on their products in-store, online, and also on the app.
Well, there's still lots more to come on your Feel Good Breakfast show. As you can see, hanging out with Shannon Elizabeth. She's here. And then when we come back, we'll be talking parenting advice, and we're helping parents out there manage the situation where they have middle children and those children are suffering from what is called middle child syndrome. Something that you've never experienced. You're an only child.
I'm an only child,
Okay,
yeah.
so you're lucky. No, you wouldn't know. But hopefully, you've been in many, many movies, we know that, but hopefully you know the movies just as much as you've been in them. What's your movie knowledge like?
I think it's going to be really bad.
After the break, we're going to be testing movie knowledge.
Wait,
stay with us.
which one is this?
Scary movie.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Wednesday morning. We're live, large and in charge on SABC3. Our parenting expert, Laura Markovitz, joins us to talk about handling the middle child and what is known as middle child syndrome, a very real thing that children born between the first and the youngest child in the family do suffer from. And just, Laura, before we carry on, let's quickly recap why it is so important for parents to be mindful of their middle child and how it is that they're feeling in relation to their other siblings.
Yeah, so of course we've got to be mindful about all our children,
Yes.
regardless of their birth order. But we're being particularly aware and cognizant of the middle child, the potential for middle child syndrome,
Yes.
because it is something that if we're thinking about, we can try and prevent. And we can support our kids in a positive way so that they're able to manage their position in the family.
Yeah. Can parents be guilty of perpetuating certain stereotypes themselves? And if so, how does this play itself out, even in ways that they might perhaps not be aware of?
Yeah, so absolutely. As parents, we can completely add to this without actually doing it consciously. I mean, obviously, we're not setting out to perpetuate this problem, but we're busy. And we focused on the older child and the needs of a baby or a younger child. So
Yes.
often we get distracted with what's going on.
Yeah.
And we can feed this problem by kind of placing expectations on our kids. Well, come on, grow up quickly. The baby's here. I need you to kind of just fit in and get on with things.
Yeah, yeah.
And we can also, if we're seeing our children kind of acting up and giving us really a negative attention-seeking behavior, which is kind of, I'm here, and doing things that really are, you know, not great and not adding to a positive family dynamic, as parents, we can perpetuate this by coming down really hard on them. And rather than trying to get to the bottom of what is going on for these kids, which is
Yes.
often that they're seeking closer connections and that they're trying to find their role and their place of belonging in this family. So we have to be careful of our role and how we're handling things, because I always say, you know, when kids are acting up, there's always something that precipitates that behavior. It's not because they're setting out to cause mayhem in the family.
We actually had a question on social media where an older sibling asked how they, as the eldest, can perhaps help their middle child sibling, which I think is a great question.
Yeah.
And perhaps, you know, something for a lot of people to learn out there about how they can help the parents too.
So obviously as siblings, it's quite nice to learn skills that we're able to help our siblings, but it lands on us as parents to try and upskill our kids with how they manage the negotiations and helping the middle child kind of stand up for themselves.
Yeah.
So what can be helpful as an
older sibling.
Older sibling is to realize what's going on for a middle child. So often, depending on the age of the child, we don't want them to take this on
as a
and that they have to,
responsibility
exactly,
as a
because
parent.
that's often what happens with an older child is they take on the pressures and responsibilities. But rather, as parents, for us to support the family in learning skills where they can. Kids can stand up for themselves and learning empathy where they can go, okay, this is really hard for you. You're struggling to deal with the baby, or sure, I know we've really been focusing on your older brother now because he's had a lot of commitments or things that we've had to go to. So really trying to teach kids empathy and teach them to stand up for themselves as well.
But perhaps also an opportunity there for the siblings to form their own tighter connection, if you will. You know, not necessarily the older sibling taking that responsibility on as a parent, but saying, I want to spend more time with my little brother or my little sister. And, you know, like you said, teach them the things that I know, and thus, you know, solidify that connection. Maybe that might make the middle child feel less neglected, less pressurized to perform like one of the siblings. Just maybe my point of view there. But also, let's talk about the positives of being a middle child, because there are positives. I mean, just being in a beautiful, loving family, there's positives in that.
Yeah, and so we see middle child, kids who've been middle childs doing absolutely fantastically in the world. They become great leaders. They have learned incredible negotiation skills. They've learned to compromise. And a lot of middle child...
Independence.
Exactly. They've learned to be independent. They've learned to think out of the box. They haven't had to follow things in an absolutely stereotyped way. So they've actually learned to think out of the box, think creatively, do things differently and actually be risk takers. So that often stands them in good stead. And there's some great middle children out there doing fantastically. So I'm so glad this question comes up, because just because you're a middle child does not necessarily mean you're going to suffer from the middle child syndrome, and you can do great things in the world.
Yeah, we should actually have made up like a list of the 10 most famous middle children.
I've got Martin Luther King Jr., Bill Gates are two that I know of, and I'm sure there are millions more.
Get in there. Thank you very much, Laura, and always so wonderful to have your valued advice here with us. And of course, if you'd like to communicate more and link up, we can go to coachparents.co.za, and there you can interact with Laura and her team. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
In the national news, in a powerful debut address to the UN's General Assembly in New York last night, President Cyril Ramaphosa said the reform of the United Nations, and particularly its Security Council, is a priority. And if it's done in full effect, it gives the values that enshrines it in the UN Charter. The Department of Home Affairs has relaxed travel rules for foreigners visiting South Africa with minors in a bid to lure more tourists. South Africans, however, still will be required to have an unabridged birth certificate if they wish to travel abroad with their minor children. On the international front, a South Sudanese surgeon, Evan Attar Adahar, who has spent 2 decades helping the sick and injured in the war-torn East African nation, was yesterday announced the winner of a UN prize for treating tens of thousands of people forced to flee violence and persecution. And then finally, archaeologists have discovered a 400-year-old shipwreck off the coast of Portugal in what is described as the most important find of all time for the country. It is believed that the ship was returning from India when it sank sometime between 1575 and 1625. Well, that was your 7:30 news update. I'll have another full bulletin for you at the top of the hour.
Taking a quick look at the sporting headlines this morning, the Proteas will be without Faf du Plessis and Hashim Amla for their upcoming ODI series against Zimbabwe due to injury. Now, the Proteas begin their ODI series against Zimbabwe on Sunday in Kimberley. In footballing news, there's one ABSA Premiership game on the cards for tonight as Baroka FC face off with Free State Stars at the Peter Mokaba Stadium, and kickoff is at 7:30. Meanwhile, Manchester United crashed out of the English Football League Cup last night after a round 3 loss to Derby County. In other results, Man City beat Oxford United 3-0, while Crystal Palace downed West Brom by 3-0. And finally, South Africa's Lloyd Harris moved into the second round of China's Chengdu Open yesterday, thanks to a shock 2-1 win over world number 38, Gael Monfils. And that's a roundup of the sport headlines.
Well, let's take another look at what to expect on the roads this morning. We start off in Cape Town in Pardon Island. Now, there's a stationary truck on FW de Klerk Boulevard outbound. It's after Marine Drive and it's causing that left lane to be blocked, so please approach with caution. And then moving to Gauteng in Jet Park, there's on the N12 westbound a stationary vehicle. It's after Jet Park Road and that's causing that left lane to be blocked, so please approach with caution and allow for some extra travel time. That's where we leave your traffic, but quickly looking at your weather. Thank you so much to all of the beautiful sunrise photos coming through. This morning, Alan, thank you for sending us through this beautiful sunrise from Cape Town, where you can expect cold conditions this morning with a few scattered showers and some northwest winds reaching a maximum of 18 degrees. But on that note, let's take a final look, in fact, another look at the temperatures across the country. Polokwane, your minimum for today, it is 15, your maximum 33. Mbombela 15, reaching a high of 36. Pretoria 16, 32. Johannesburg 14, reaching a high of 30. If you're in Mahikeng, 15 is your minimum, 34 your maximum. Partly cloudy conditions in Klerksdorp, 16 with a high of 32. Kimberley 10, 29. Bloemfontein 7, reaching a high of 28. Richards Bay 16, 25. Pietermaritzburg 12, reaching a high of 22. It's partly cloudy in Durban, a low of 18, a high of 22. Mthatha 10, reaching a high of 23. East London 14 with a high of 22. Cradock 5 reaching a high of 27. It's partly cloudy in Port Elizabeth, a low of 11, a high of 20 can be expected. George 11 with a high of 19. Sutherland 317, Cape Town 13, 18. Worcester 8 with a high of 20. Springbok 5 reaching a high of 22. And Uppington a low of 10 and a high of 28 degrees Celsius can be expected. That's where we leave your weather. A final update will be coming your way in half an hour.
All right, okay, gents.
That's exactly how we should enter this segment right now.
Well, if you haven't heard yet, there's an all-star cast ensemble including Channing Tatum, James Corden, Zendaya, Common, LeBron James, Gina Rodriguez, and Danny DeVito, who've all teamed up for a very exciting twist to a classic legend.
Now, Channing Tatum voices Migo, a Yeti who is convinced that the elusive creature known as the Smallfoot really does exist. Now, his beliefs are proven correct when he meets Percy Patterson, voiced by James Corden, a former TV personality trying to reclaim his fame.
Right, here's the exciting part. Warner Bros. Has teamed up with Expresso to offer 5 lucky viewers an awesome prize, including exclusive movie merch and 2 3D tickets for a movie of your choice, valid for the next 2 years!
Yeah, 2 years! You guys say it like that, yeah.
And all you need to do is tag us on Twitter at Expresso Show with a video of you doing the hashtag Do the Yeti Dance to the tune of Niall Horan's new song, Finally Free.
Niall Horan's new song's amazing.
Oh my God.
So exactly what is it, if you're wondering what the hashtag Do the Yeti is? Well, it's a very special dance performed by Migo, who's the main character, and he's encouraging all of the Smallfoots out there to join in on the fun and hashtag Do the Yeti Dance.
And that's
craze.
definitely not us, because we have got
What? I don't know. Speak for yourself.
So this is it. Hang on.
This is what it looks like. Check it out. Spin and I don't even know what that move is.
Ridiculous. How do you even do that?
So we've been tasked to do something like that, right? At some point. I don't know if we're doing it now.
Okay,
we're doing it right now.
We're gonna do it. Okay, are we gonna rock, paper, scissors, who goes first?
It is here right now.
Wait, are we doing it individually?
Yes, of course.
Individually?
Are we doing it individually? What's going on?
Can we not do it as a group?
Okay. No, we're doing it all together. Okay. So wait, can we have me go in the background while we do it? Okay, so we're gonna wait for the chorus.
But where's the video?
Your eyes part.
Okay, here we go.
Right? Okay, so this is like, okay, every Smallfoot, let's get ready. We're about to do the Migo, do the Yeti.
Do the Yeti.
Okay. Okay, he's dancing already. Okay.
No, we missed it. Wait, here we go.
5, 6, 7, 8. Whatever this is, and then slide, slap. Slide. And then, and then he does this. I saw him using this. He was doing that.
I can do.
And just follow what's happening on the screen. Hey, yeah. That was the best, guys.
That was amazing.
That was amazing.
Oh, yeah, no.
That was amazing.
It's definitely not as simple as it looks, but it's a nice workout.
It's fun.
As well. And it's fun. It's a lot of fun. You can have lots of fun doing it.
I think we did okay.
I think we were phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
All right,
so
so
it was great.
Here's the trick. You need to get dancing to Finally Free by Niall Horan, and then send us those videos. And of course, don't forget to include what's up.
Nothing.
What?
Nothing.
No.
Niall Horan.
No, he's part of what that group is. Anyway, so, and then you hashtag Do the Yeti and hashtag Expresso Show for your entry to be counted. The competition closes next week, Tuesday, on the 2nd of October, and T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com. Do the Yeti!
I think everybody here thinks that they can do the Yeti, though.
Do you think can you do the Yeti dance?
No, well, it's accepted. Like, I just saw them one foot move.
Just like a
hey!
He kicks his foot in a way I would not try to do.
Oh, well, the party still continues on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. The movie star Shannon Elizabeth is with us in studio, and we are going to be testing her movie knowledge after the break.
And the party will continue because the Jim Harrison Project, they're in studio, and they've got another performance coming up after the break. Are you going to try again?
This is your chance to win the home you've always dreamed of. Enter the Winner Home competition by voting for your favorite design duo on privateproperty.co.za and stand a chance of winning a fully decorated apartment at Parterflay Lifestyle Estate, developed by Baldwin Properties, worth over 3 million rand. Plus, you'll automatically be entered into the weekly draw, where this week you could walk away with the incredible Samsung Galaxy Note 9 smartphone. And if that's not enough, Capitec clients stand a chance to win a further 5,000 rand in cash. Competition details plus T's and C's can be found on the Private Property website. Winner Home, every Thursday evening at 7:30 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
Okay. Is ek nog betyds? Of het jy klaar aanbeweeg? Het jy iemand niets gevind? Kan ek vir jou sê dat ek nog aan jou dink? Of was dit lang terug gewees? Tyd het niks verander nie. Ek voel steeds so sterk. Dat daar vir ons 'n toekoms is, maar ons moet leer gaan praat. Ja, ons moet leer gaan praat. Lekker.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, on a Wednesday. It's Hump Day, and we're getting into your international entertainment news. Hopefully a lot better than what we had for our entertainment news locally, right?
Definitely, it's a lot better now. Back on the 25th of September, 1968, a star was born who happened to be celebrating his 50th birthday yesterday. Will Smith, absolutely incredible, and he decided to ring in his 50s by bungee jumping out of a helicopter over the Grand Canyon. It was absolutely amazing. Well, I'm not going to say anything more. We've got a little bit of a snippet of what happened.
Yeah, let's watch that.
Disconnecting Will. Will off. All right, man. Be a 5 when you get there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wow. Everybody, that is absolutely amazing.
Wow.
Shannon, Elizabeth, would you ever do something like that for a birthday?
I don't know. I think I would. I mean, I've done skydiving.
Yeah.
But you're attached to somebody.
Exactly.
I'm like, I don't know. Bungee jumping, the cord snapping, it's always scared me a little.
It's insane. And how you're just standing outside of that helicopter, and I still hear the guy saying to him, "Are you excited?" He's like, "Not yet. Not yet." I was like, that is the damn
The funny thing is, you look at him and he looks so calm and so relaxed about it just before
Yeah.
he does it. It's the most insane thing. It
I
must
think
be the
he
most...
I could see terror.
Could
he was
you?
just hiding it
Just
really,
hiding it
really,
really
well.
well.
But of course, our wife Jada was there, Jaden was there, the daughter Willow, and then Will's eldest son as well was there. Everybody just supporting him, so that's wonderful. His squad, as he calls them, for the big 5-0. I think this man is unstoppable. Everything that he's doing on social media right now is absolutely amazing as well. And of course, after landing back on solid ground, the actor called the experience exhilarating, saying, "My father passed just little over a year ago, and there's something about the confrontation with death that makes you live life more freely. The freedom is to just be and do and be who you are." And of course, it was absolutely exhilarating, he says. So I think that was wonderful.
That was absolutely exhilarating. Well, listen, now we've got Shannon Elizabeth in studio with us this morning, right? And we couldn't let her go without putting her movie knowledge to the test, testing all the movies that you have been in, Shannon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a statement to complete, giving you 4 multiple choice questions or options to choose from.
Oh, I get choices.
And let's see if you know.
That'll help.
Let's get it going.
Okay.
All right. On American Pie, Finch, who we meet sipping coffee out of a thermos and reading the Wall Street Journal before class, corrects the boys that he's drinking A, 1, mochaccino, 2, goat's milk, 3, water, or 4, stole a baby's bottle.
I guess A? I don't know.
Mochaccino, correct.
That's the first one, right.
On American Pie, how many scenes is Stifler's mom in? A, 2, B, 1, C, 5, D, Stifler had a mom.
5.
Okay, the answer is 1.
1?
Yeah.
Wow,
one.
she did well with that.
Close. Yeah, 1 and 5. Okay, which year was Scary Movie initially released? Now, this is a trick question. You better know this one, Shannon. A, 2003, B, 2018, C, 2022, and D, 2000.
D.
Yes.
Okay, who wasn't on the cast of Scary Movie? A, Anna Faris, B, Snoop Dogg, C, Regina Hall, and D, Charlie Sheen.
I'll go with B.
What is the answer?
B, Snoop Dogg.
Correct. Correct.
Hey,
correct.
congratulations.
Okay. Well, that's fantastic.
What do I win?
Amazing. You were just saying, I'm going to give you a prize just now. Where's our golden monkey? Because you win that.
Can I just watch you dance again?
No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But it's amazing you don't watch any of the movies you're in more than once when they come out.
No, yeah. I mean, actors don't like watching themselves. Like, we get so uncomfortable as it is. We don't like hearing our voice, and we just criticize ourselves.
So every time someone bumps into you or meets you...
Is that what I win?
This is what
wow,
you win.
that's amazing.
That's amazing.
And
That's a huge honor.
How would you describe this?
It's a huge, shiny robot. However you want to take it, yeah.
And it's South African. It's Capetonian.
Could be whatever you want it to be. But
Okay.
yeah, let's make it Expresso Capetonian.
Espresso Capetonian.
It's absolutely coveted. Every Friday, people nearly lose their lives on this show to win
Wanting to
that.
touch
I'm actually
golden
taking
robot.
this home.
Well, we're going to need it on Friday. So
I'm taking it
you have
home
it for the day. Please return it later tonight or tomorrow.
It's a floating trophy.
Shannon, I just quickly want to ask before we go, how do you feel like people who haven't seen American Pie at all?
I think it's great.
Because
That's
one of us have never seen it before, not even.
And I'm going to give you.
I meet people.
I'm going to give you
have seen
options.
it.
Ewan A, Leanne B, and myself to be so C. Who do you think hasn't seen the movie?
Leanne.
You know what? Who needs enemies when you have friends like these, huh? You're a great guy.
There are plenty of movies. You don't have to watch it.
Yeah. Shannon's doing such amazing work here in South Africa. Follow the journey. Such a wonderful treat having you on the show this morning. We really loved having you here. Are you staying with us for some more cooking in the kitchen and dancing?
No, I think I'm done now. I think I'm out. I think you guys are kicking me out now. So, but I've had fun and I won my little prize.
Yeah, awesome. I'll come fetch it later.
Okay, thank you.
Now, if you know South Africans, there's one thing that we can all agree on, is that we love Weet-Bix. It's the reason why it's South Africa's favorite cereal. It's that pure, wholesome goodness that we all grew up with. But if you dig a little bit deeper and you ask people their personal stories, you'll find out that each and every person has their very own, very specific way that they like to enjoy and eat their Weet-Bix.
That's right. So whether it's with hot milk, with cold milk, with some fruit and vegetables, with some sugar or honey, I think it's safe to say we all have our own way of eating our Weet-Bix. So that's why we've decided that we're going to dedicate every single Weet-Bix, every Wednesday, to Weet-Bix to find out how you eat it your way. In fact, Kat, how do you eat yours?
I'm going to show you now, okay? And this recipe really does take me back. So the recipe goes like this. You take your 2 Weet-Bix. There you go. Okay. Always 2 for me, right? So what I would then usually do, making sure that the hands are very clean, just give them a light little squeeze, right?
Are you a cruncher?
Yeah. So just give them, but not too much. You give them a light little squeeze because you still want them to kind of maintain that texture at the end of the day. Then you're going to add some raisins.
Oh, that's a good combo.
Yeah. And with the raisins, you then get like your choice of like a honey-coated crunchy oats.
Like a granola bar.
Yeah, if you will. There we go. So there you go. And then if you want to as well, you can add stuff like nuts or whatever the case may be. Now, here comes the kicker.
You do it with hot water?
Hot water first, right? Not too much, because you just want the hot water to soften the Weet-Bix. And then you go in.
Oh, you mix it?
Yeah, with milk.
Cold milk.
With that, cold milk. But now the secret is also to kind of keep the temperature lukewarm. You want it to be warm, not completely cold. So the mixing of the hot water and the cold milk will get you nice and even temperature. And then you get in there and you mix. So you allow the raisins, the granola, all of that to mix together. And the reason why this is so special to me is I remember a time when I think I was about 4 years old and I was still staying in Ito'Seng at home, and Mom used to go to work in the morning and then leave a bowl of cereal for me to enjoy when I woke up. And there's something, and it wasn't even this, but it's the taste of this that takes me back to that time. And kind of like walking around the home and going on to switch on TV and watch my favorite cartoons or whatever it may be. Okay, that's my story. Okay, what's yours?
So my brother, he's the Weet-Bix king in our home growing up. So I found that 2 bars is too much. I waste 1 bar, not enough. So I always do 1.5.
What? Who does 1.5?
We do 1.5 at home. So I take 1.5.
And then he goes 1.5.
No, he actually does 2. So the half is for me tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Cool.
Then I love brown sugar. So I will coat it completely in a little bit of sugar. And I'm someone that loves my Weet-Bix with warm milk.
Okay, cool.
And so you just throw a little bit of warm milk. I like to coat it nicely, let the sugar melt in. You basically throw the milk until all the sugar falls off.
Yeah, and then do you submerge?
There we
you
go.
don't submerge.
I don't submerge, but it stays there. And then I love to finish it off with a pinch of cinnamon.
Look at that.
There we go. So it's a little bit more of a toned down texture, but there you go. And that's how I love mine.
When you eat them, right, do you then
and then
break them up?
I break it up in the milk, and then it goes soft.
I'm yet to meet somebody that, once they've put the milk into the Weet-Bix, kind of like goes 1 spoon at a time, you know what I mean, without breaking it up. Okay. We all are breakers in some or other kind of way. Anyway, so listen, we've loved all of the entries that you've sent to us on Facebook where you've shared your stories of how you enjoy your Weet-Bix. But there can only be 1 winner. But before we announce that winner, we want to give a massive shout out to Naina Bagachi, who shared her very, very unique recipe. Now, she says that she eats her Weet-Bix by slicing it in half like a sandwich. Then she adds butter and cheese before dunking it in her tea.
Wow.
Yes.
In her tea, butter and cheese.
Yes.
In tea.
Yes.
I feel like we need to try all of the combos that everyone is suggesting.
I like that. I like that idea.
But of course, we had to pick a winner, and that is Pathmini Moodley. We're going to give her a hand of applause. Now, she says she eats it drenched in cold milk with some honey and crushed almonds because she says it's how her late mom used to prepare it for her since her childhood, and she is going to pass that exact recipe on to her kids one day.
Yeah, wow, that is beautiful. Pathmani, thank you very much for sharing those childhood memories with us. A very unique way of eating your Weet-Bix, and that's why you have won yourself a 2,000 Rand Goodness Grocery voucher! But of course, we'd love for you as well to enter this week's competition where you can also stand a chance of winning that 2,000 Rand grocery voucher.
So make sure you head on over to Expresso's Facebook page and comment on the competition post of how you eat your Weet-Bix and tell us why you love it that way with that hashtag #WeetBixMyWay. Now, the terms and conditions, they do apply and they can be found on our website. That's expressoshow.com.
I'm going to dig into a little memory here.
I've already had some.
Okay.
Weet-Bix My Way. How do you love your Weet-Bix?
Ah, man, that's so special. Definitely so many memories attached to eating Weet-Bix. Listen, we're going to be taking a very quick break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we have another epic performance of the Jim Harrison Project. They're there, they're ready, and they are here to make your Wednesday morning. And then it is, of course, a Wednesday, which means it's time for the culinary hotline. Bling! Ting, ting, ting. Yes, Tash and Anel will be here to answer all of your burning foodie questions after the break.
Is ik nog betuigd? Of weet jij klaar aan beweer? Ja, ek het vra, wat so klein bietjie in die monitor op my stem so klein dit sal jy harde kanker raak in die monitor asseblief. Is ek nog betuigd? Of weet jy klaar aan beweeg? Ja, sorry, dankie. Is ek nog betuigd? Of weet jy klaar aan beweeg? Het jy iemand niets gevind? Kan ek vir jou sê dat ek nog aan jou denk? Al was dit lang terug gewees, tyd het niks verander nie. Ek voel steeds so sterk dat daar vir ons 'n toekoms is, maar ons moet lang gaan praat.
So, this song is called? It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Welcome back to tune into your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on SABC3. With that, a happy tune, it is time to wish some of our viewers and you at home a very happy birthday as we welcome today the 26th of September, Zoe.
It certainly is. Sorry, I cut you off there, but
It's
it is.
okay.
I'm excited. It's a lot of people's birthday today, including Serena Williams. She's celebrating her birthday today, making a name for herself as a formidable tennis star. I mean, she is an absolute champ. She's won every major tournament, and in 2013, she became the oldest #1 champion ever, and to this day, she's still a champion.
Serena Williams.
Happy birthday.
Breaking rackets and all. Happy birthday to you. Yes, then we had a wish here from Kiera Hendricks who'd say, we'd also like to wish some of our viewers, of course, well, that's not, we would like to wish some of our viewers a happy birthday. Starting with Kiera Hendricks, Mom and Dad have a very special message for her saying, we wish you joy and peace, love and laughter, and all happiness life can bring in everything that you do. Your life is a beautiful gift, a blessing from above. Our wish for you is simple. May you always feel loved, Hugs and kisses from mom and dad. Look at that little Kiera.
How adorable is Kiera?
She is beautiful.
Happy birthday,
what a special
sweet
message
Kiera.
from mom and dad. Thank you.
That's right. And then we also would like to wish Lizette Hammond's little boy a happy birthday. He turns 7 years old today, and there's a very special message from Lizette that says, "We love you, Stax. Thank you for being the sunshine in our lives. Love mommy, daddy, and brother." And that's, of course, to the birthday boy.
Look at those eyes. Beautiful, man. What a stunning little boy. Right. Then we have a wish that came through from Millicent Wilkinson saying, "Happy blessed birthday to my baby girl, Michaela. May all your dreams come true."
Oh, adorable. Then also this morning we have Elise Neetling, who would like to wish her husband, Marius Xavier Neetling, a happy birthday, saying God's richest blessings, love him, his wife, and his kids. Hashtag Expresso Show. Thank you for sharing that.
Awesome. And then Irene van der Berg says, "Happy birthday, Denise Strudwick. Have a super duper year." There we have it. Besties, thank you very much for sharing.
We also have a message from Setu, who would like to wish his sister a happy birthday for today. Bona Kalisa is celebrating her birthday, and she's turning 9 years old.
Oh, cute, man. Oh, man, I love birthdays. Birthdays are always so special. Thank you very much for sharing those with her. You guys get a chocolate cake on us, which we will enjoy on your behalf a little bit later on.
That's right. But if you're celebrating a birthday, whether it's yours or a loved one, and you'd love to wish them or yourself, feel free to email us. That email you need to send is to birthdays@cordova.tv so that we can wish you a happy birthday too.
In the national news, in a powerful debut address in the UN's General Assembly in New York last night, President Cyril Ramaphosa said the reform of the United Nations, and particularly its Security Council, is a priority if full effect is to be given to the values enshrined in the UN Charter. He also said South Africa would like to see Africa have 2 permanent members in the Security Council, since most conflicts happen on the African continent. Ramaphosa added that to billions across the world, the UN is the most powerful instrument to achieve a more equal, humane, and inclusive world. In a bid to address tourism, the Department of Home Affairs has relaxed travel rules for foreigners visiting South Africa with minors. Now, Home Affairs Minister Malusi Gigaba announced yesterday that documentation proving parental consent for a minor to travel is no longer a requirement. Gigaba said these changes would be implemented before the festive season. South Africans, however, will still be required to prove parental consent and have an unabridged birth certificate if they wish to travel abroad with their minor children. Now, moving further abroad, a South Sudanese surgeon who has spent 2 decades helping the sick and injured in the war-torn East African nation was yesterday announced the winner of a UN prize for treating tens of thousands of people forced to flee violence and persecution. Evan Attar Adahar, a 52-year-old doctor who runs the only hospital in northeastern Maben County, was awarded the 2018 Nansen Refugee Award for humanity, and selflessness. The UN said that he often risked his safety to serve others. And then finally, archaeologists have discovered a 400-year-old shipwreck off the coast of Portugal in what is described as the most important find of all time for the country. Spices, ceramics, Chinese porcelain and cannons engraved with Portugal's coat of arms all lay around the wreck found near Cascais, close to the capital, Lisbon. The team believes the ship was returning from India when it sank sometime between 1575 and 1625. Buried at a depth of 12 meters, the wreck was very well preserved. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Here's a final look at what's happening in the world of sport with Kat.
Thanks, Leanne. Here's sports news at the top of the hour. The Proteas will be without Faf du Plessis and Hashim Amla for their upcoming ODI series against Zimbabwe. The batting pair were ruled out of the three-match series yesterday due to injury, with Faf du Plessis still recovering from a shoulder strain, while Amla is due to a finger injury. Now, without Amla and du Plessis, the Proteas begin that ODI series this Sunday at the Diamond Oval in Kimberley. Let's move on to footballing news, and there's one ABSA Premiership game on the cards for tonight that sees Baroka FC face off with Free State Stars at the Peter Mokaba Stadium. Now, both sides could use all 3 points after a less than impressive start to the season. Stars are in 10th place on the log with only 2 wins so far, while Baroka are down in second last place with only 1 win from the season so far. Tonight's game kicks off in Polokwane at 7:30. In other footballing news, Manchester United crashed out of the EFL Cup last night after a round 3 loss to Derby County. With the score level at 2-2 after extra time, the game went on to penalties where Derby came out on top by 8 goals to 7. In other results, Man City beat Oxford United by 3-0. Leicester beat Wolves 3-1 on penalties, while Crystal Palace downed West Brom by 3 goals to 0. And finally, South Africa's Lloyd Harris moved into the second round of China's Chengdu Open yesterday thanks to a shock 2-1 win over world number 38 Game On Fee. The 21-year-old Harris claimed the biggest victory of his career by pulling off the comeback 3-6, 6-2, 6-1 win over Monfils, who is ranked 91 places above the South African. Harris will next face Australia's Bernard Tomic in round 2, and that is, of course, today. And that's a roundup of today's sporting headlines.
But let's quickly take a last look as to what's happening out on the roads this morning in Cape Town, Bellville. There's congestion on the N1 inbound. That's between Jip de Jager Avenue and Sable Road exit. The average travelling speed is around 15 kilometers per hour, and you can expect delays of up to 25 minutes. And then over to Gauteng, Germiston on the Craft Road. There has been a multi-vehicle accident between Barber Road and the N2, causing the ramp lane to be blocked. Please approach there with caution as well. It is causing some delays. That's what I have for you in terms of your traffic, and also where I leave it for this Wednesday morning. If you're still heading out on the roads, please drive with care.
Don't fear the flu. Boost your immune system with Effaflu-C Immune Booster by Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
Right, let's get into your weather and your temperatures for the last time this morning. As we do so, we would just like to say a very big thank you to each and every one of you that took the time and sent us a beautiful picture from wherever you are in South Africa. Thank you to Helena for your picture from Pretoria in Gauteng. Stunning, stunning picture right there. Lillian Lowe for your sunrise picture taken from Durbanville here in Cape Town. And also lastly, Alan Rudnicki for both your beautiful sunrise pictures from Cape Town. Absolutely stunning. Great to see the way that you guys wake up in the morning. We'll continue showing and sharing your pictures tomorrow morning right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. With regards to your temperatures for the last time this morning, Polokwane 15 minimum reaching a high of 33, Mbombela 15.36, Pretoria 16.32, Johannesburg 14 minimum, your maximum 30, Maikeng 15 reaching a high of 34 degrees, Klerksdorp 16.32, Kimberley 10.29, Bloemfontein 7.28, Richards Bay 16.25, Pietermaritzburg 12 and a high of 22 degrees with some rain expected today, Durban 18.22, Mthatha 10.23, East London 14 reaching a high of 22 degrees, Cradock 5 minimum this morning, warming up to a nice and hot maximum of 27. Port Elizabeth 11.20, George 11.19, Sutherland 3 minimum, your maximum 17. Cape Town 13 with a maximum 18 degrees, Worcester 8.20, Springbok 5.22, and Uppington starting off on 10 a minimum, reaching a high of 28 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather and your temperatures on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for your Wednesday morning.
All right, let's infuse some music into your Wednesday morning. We've got the James Harrison Project here in our studio, and they're sharing music with us. A song called Lang Gaan Praat.
Is ek nog betyds? Weet jy klaar aan beweeg? Het jy iemand niets gevind? Kan ek vir jou sê dat ek nog aan jou dink? Al was dit lang terug gewees, tyd het niks verander nie. Ek voel steeds so sterk dat daar vir ons 'n toekoms is, maar ons moet lang gaan praat. Ja, ons moet lang gaan praat. Onthou jy nog hy dag? Dit was 'n vroeg lenteoggend met 'n koel stil briesie in ons. Kyk ons moet love gaan praat. Tyd het niks verander nie. Ek voel steeds so sterk. Dit daar vir ons 'n toekoms is, maar ons moet love gaan praat. Tyd het niks verander nie. Ek voel steeds so sterk. Dit daar vir ons 'n toekoms is, maar ons moet love gaan praat. Ja, ons moet love gaan praat. Ja, ons moet love gaan praat. Ja, ons moet love gaan praat.
Great way to get our Wednesday up and running. The Jim Harrison Project. Beautiful stuff. And once again, I just want to know about the inspiration behind the music. I know everyone out there is loving it. You're getting emails left, right, and center after each performance. So what inspired that song, Lang Gepraat?
Yeah, I was going through a breakup, and you know, you're very emotional. You know, you have so many thoughts going on in your head, and I think that was like the big inspiration to the song. And and I think so many people can relate to it. You kind of write a song how you feel at that point in time.
Yeah.
And for some other reason, other people experience it another point in time, and if they feel it with us, we just love it.
Yeah. Is this all part of the music that'll be making up your very first Afrikaans EP that I believe that you're recording right now that's coming up in April? Is that the theme? Because I mean, even the previous song was kind of made up of a memory of being single on Valentine's Day. Nou gaan ons lank praat en dis hartseer. Is that the theme of the album, you'd say, or the EP?
Absolutely. I think it's literally an album, you know, like the past few years, our experiences. And, you know, these are two love songs, but there's songs, you know, about injustice in the world going on. There's songs about being passionate about life. There's even a song about, you know, cheating on the album. I think
Which isn't funny, by the way.
Yeah. But I think it's going to be such a diverse combination of songs. And we're working with amazing guys from Bright Ideas Studios to record it. But before we actually released that, we've even got another surprise coming, going to be released.
Wow!
And that is a song. The 1st of October, we're going to release the one that we just did, Lang Gaan Praat. And then in November, we're releasing a song by Dane Taylor and Fred en Hartog.
Excellent. We'll talk about that. Wow, lekker Fred. Owens van die was fantastic. All right, let us know what you thought about that performance of Lang Gaan Praat by the Jim Harrison Project.
Oh, you know what? Such an incredible performance. Makes me feel like I need like a cup of coffee in my life. Princess, can you hook me up? Okay.
And then Princess, I think Thabiso was eyeing that slice of cake, if we can give that to him as well. I know he's been eyeing the fact that he wasn't in the birthday segment to enjoy the cake, so we'll give this to Thabiso.
Some chocolate for our chocolate man. Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast show, we are going to be making a lactose-free peppermint crisp tart, and it's absolutely amazing. It's got everything that you need.
And speaking of food, we have our chefs on speed dial. They're going to join us for the culinary hotline. Our lines are open. It's 021-430-9881. So do give us a call. There we go. That's your cake.
Aw, how cute.
Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe. See you after the break.
Voted best courier in South Africa for over 10 years, at Globe Flight, our approach is to simply keep our word. When the quality of our courier service was certified ISO 9001 compliant, it only confirmed what Globe Flight customers already know, that from domestic same day to international air freight, Globe Flight delivers smiles 24/7, 365.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Call us on your cell phone.
Culinary hotline bling.
That can only mean one thing.
It's a Wednesday, and you know what time that is and what it means. It's time for the culinary hotline bling. Sing, sing, sing. And of course, Chef Tash join us this morning. Ladies, how are you?
Awesome.
How are you? I'm feeling very, very well. How is your Heritage Month playing out? I can clearly see that the inspiration in corner. You've been heritaging. But it's been going well. You've been celebrating with all kinds of heritage-related foods, have you?
Yes, but the thing about heritage for me is that it's very versatile. You incorporate all kinds of cultures.
Exactly.
We are so diverse, so I don't want to stay closer for all my life. I've been learning a lot of Afrikaans, so yeah. I'm in Cape Town.
I've never heard it before. I don't want to stay closer all my life. When I grow up. All right. All right. Listen, let's get into it. Of course, you know you can give us a call on 0214309881 to ask all of those confounding culinary conundrums, and we'll conquer them for you. Question number one that came in on Facebook. This from Rita Jegroep said, love you beautiful ladies. Thank you for the great tips and recipes. Now please, can you help me? I need to know how to make honey glaze. Thank you, God bless. How to make honey glaze?
It's actually so easy.
Yes.
It's only a bit of honey. I like to go Asian, so I add a bit of soya sauce.
Little Asian persuasion, yeah.
And then a bit of star anise. I
Yes.
break it up.
It's a very pungent spice.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And then I add a bit of mustard. But
There we
there's
go.
so many other ways. You can go just mustard or...
Actually, it depends what you're going to put it on. So
Yeah.
if you're just looking for a nice sauce, this is the way to go.
Mhm.
But then sometimes when you're going to cook it over, maybe over your pork leg,
Yes.
and you want it to be in the oven, you can add a little bit of warm water there, just for the consistency not to be as thick. Because remember, the pork skin is going to be sticky, so you need that to be slightly watery and not as thick.
Yeah, while we're reflecting on Heritage Day as well, and cultural learning and cultural exchange, what would honey glaze be in Afrikaans?
Ek sal mosterd insit, soos in...
Nee, maar ek sê, wat noem hulle dit in honey glaze? Is it
Glasuursel, heuning glasuursel.
heuning glasuursel?
Ja, glasuursel.
Glasuursel.
Okay, no.
En dan wat in kwaXhosa? By Bizan?
That's not honey glaze, nje.
Yeah, honey glaze.
Honey glaze. Honey glaze.
Honey glaze. Okay, seriously. All right, so that's how you make it. Try it out at home, Rita, and let us know how it works out for you. That's a very simple recipe and easy to duplicate as well. Question number 2, also coming in from Facebook, from Shwaib, says, I'm using fresh garlic in my food. Is there any easy way to peel garlic? Please show me. I can imagine that it might be about it getting into your fingers if you're working with it too much. So how to peel garlic easily?
Well, there are various methods, but the one that I love is for you to de-stress a little bit in the kitchen. So you just put a wide blade knife on top of your garlic.
And then?
And you smash.
Whoa, smash.
And that's it.
Yeah.
See how it comes off?
Okay, that was a quick one. Our cameras want to catch that. Do you want to just, can we get another honey, garlic clove? Do we have another spare garlic clove somewhere to show? There we go, in there. Oh, you were about to do 10,000.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
Okay, so flat blade right there, and then just a firm little smash.
Yes.
Okay, no.
Smash again.
And if you don't, just turn it around, yeah. And if you want as well, I always feel like it's a useful thing to have those surgical gloves in your kitchen that you use for food. And if you don't want to get the smell on your hands, especially maybe let's say you're making a fresh garlic dish, but you're entertaining in about 45 minutes, put them on, do this, work with it so that you don't need to have hands smelling. What is that?
And this is another way if you want to do a lot. So
if you want to do a lot?
Yeah, you put them
okay,
in
let's just show the camera. So this is how much we've got.
This.
Lots of garlic.
You put a daxel up and then you shake it like a mad woman, like...
No way! This works?
Yes, it's supposed to work. Or you can put it in a bottle. Dit moet nog 'n bietjie meer. Dit moet nog 'n bietjie meer geshake word. I don't have the strength. That's what it's supposed to.
I feel like you might get a more of a cardio workout than your onions losing their skin.
Maybe a smaller jar that is tightly closed and you're like...
I almost want to start like a hashtag garlic challenge. Do this at home, right? Shake it between two bowls and see how long it takes you to peel. Let's say, I'll even just say just 3. Just 3 garlic cloves. Try that out. Okay, we're going to be back again with the ladies sharing more culinary tips with you. Give us a call on 021 430 9881 for the culinary hotline. Bling! Ting, ting, ting!
Man, sounds like madness in the kitchen, eh?
It is always madness in the kitchen.
We love madness in the kitchen. Right now, let's hone it in on some cleaning, all right? How many garments, here's a question, have you ruined because you didn't follow those garment care labels? Or do you actually know what they mean? In the interest of taking the very best care of your clothes, we called on the wash day wisdom of Mac Auto and Mac hand wash powders to give us the lowdown. So let's take the mystery out of the labels.
That's right. We're going to give you some tips, and the first one for today is that Mac Auto washing powder contains a highly effective active detergent combined with a range of enzymes to efficiently clean and safely remove dirt and stains. Mac Auto is formulated to give top performance for your front loader. Mac hand wash powder is super strong. It's a detergent with a high foam level to thoroughly clean and remove stains when washing by hand or in a top loader washing machine. And for the final touch, use Mac soft fabric conditioner to restore the drape of your curtains and furnishing, leaving them well conditioned and soft to the touch.
Exactly what you want. Now, our second tip, first we have to ask ourselves, how do we wash this garment? For a normal washing machine wash or hand wash garment, use Mac Auto or hand wash to thoroughly clean and remove stains. And then for front loaders, use Mac Auto for top performance and always use the recommended dosage. And then also for top loaders, wash Mac hand wash super strong detergent to remove any dirt and stains.
That's right. Now, when washing by hand, use Mac hand wash super strong detergent to make hand washing easier because you always need that support. Now, not all fabrics can be used in the tumble dryer. With tumble drying, fabrics always use Mac soft fabric conditioner in the final rinse to protect fibers.
Absolutely. And then other specific drying procedures such as drip dry, hang dry, dry flat, or even dry in the shade, Mac soft fabric conditioner conditions and realigns fibers, reducing creases and leaves garments feeling soft and comfortable. So look out for garments that say do not bleach. For white garments, use only a weak solution of Mac thick bleach, and also do not risk washing dry clean only garments because these symbols are very important as they direct the cleaning chemicals to be used by the dry cleaners.
Now, you always have to be very careful when ironing. Match the heat of your iron to the number of dots on the symbol of your garment. If in doubt, use a cooler iron. Now, you need to also reduce creasing to make ironing easy with Mac Soft Fabric Conditioner. It really does help do that.
There we go. So we've learned something for sure. Read your labels and understand them. But at the end of the day, Mac makes your wash day a little bit easier. And we're making it easy for you to win a Mac hamper every week. So to stand a chance of winning, SMS the keyword Mac to 33728. Remember, those SMSs are charged at R1.50. No free SMSs apply, and T's and C's can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. And this week's giveaway ends at midnight this Friday, so get entering right away.
I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine.
Rise and shine with Mac Auto Advanced Cleaning.
Mac, shine on.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we're heading back to the kitchen where this time we're making a lactose-free peppermint crisp cake. And it sounds mouth-watering.
It does indeed. And from food to music, the Jim Harrison Project, they're still in studio. They're performing after the break.
Science reaches for the truth. Science works for the big and the small, the old and the young. Science never gives up. And science is at the heart of biology-based nutrition for differences you can see, feel, and trust. The secret to lifelong health, it all starts with science.
Call us on your cell phone.
Culinary hotline bling.
That can only mean one thing.
What's the number gonna rock? It's a Wednesday. Culinary hotline bling. Sing, sing, sing. You give us a call on 021 430 9881 with those confounding culinary conundrums, and we conquer them for you with Anel Potgieter and, of course, Chef Tash. We've got a caller on the line. Are you ready, ladies?
Yes.
Jackie from Josie. Good morning.
Good.
Hi, Jackie.
Good morning.
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. What is your culinary conundrum this morning?
Good morning to you. If you put garlic cloves in boiling water for 10 minutes, they just peel off.
Oh.
No effort at all.
Boiling water for 10 minutes?
That's right.
And so tell me, Jackie, so once you've done that, would the boiling water have kind of like parboiled them, cooked them a little bit, so then do you lose that?
No, it might soften them a little bit.
Yes.
But it's the easiest method.
Wow, Jackie, that sounds a lot easier than Anel's method. So thank you. Great advice. Yeah, I think we should do that. Everyone out there, also call us while you're asking your questions as well. Share with us the easiest way that you know how to peel a garlic. Do that on Facebook, on Twitter, and of course during the calls as well. Okay, a question here from Ramola in Pretoria said she would like to know what she can use in chicken pie instead of chicken stock.
Chicken stock enhances the pie with a lot of flavor, chicken flavor and herby flavor. So I don't cook my chicken pie with stock. I just use normal water, but I add flavorings, and I love to use cloves.
Oh yeah.
Cloves and white pepper and salt. That's all I use.
All right.
So that's in the preparation of what would...
When you boil your chicken.
Yes.
So to cook it. So then I put water, salt.
For the filling.
Cloves and white pepper.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
What about you, Chef Tash?
Well, you can also make a vegetable stock. The basis of a vegetable stock is your mirepoix, which is your carrot, your celery, your onion. And you can also add all these beautiful, beautiful herbs.
What do we have?
You've got your thyme, you've got rosemary, you've got flat parsley, as well as dhania. So thyme goes with everything under the sun. It's a beautiful mild herb that is so universal. Rosemary, you must be very careful with it because it can turn medicinal. So if you put too much of it, it won't taste as nice and mild. So you must just put a little.
When you say medicinal, to what effect?
Well, food is our medicine. Your meat will taste like medicine.
Yeah, but you're not going to like hallucinate from your sheep
No.
steak.
Nutmeg has got it's a hallucinogen. But in huge quantities.
We are not hereby promoting the legalization of nutmeg in any other usage other than in culinary terms. Thank you.
And parsley as well as dhania, you can actually use that as a salad base.
Excellent.
So you can use as much as you need. And as Anel said, add cloves, play around in your kitchen. Add some spice. If you don't like if you're doing chicken pie, you must like the chicken flavor. But if you want a change of flavor, then use herbs.
Alrighty. Okay. Excellent question coming up here from Maureen, who wants to know the different ways in which one can prepare spinach without just braising it. So, I mean, spinach, one of the healthiest superfoods, cheapest as well, depending on the kind of spinach that you get. It grows wild, morojo, kochaye, so you want to be using it as much as possible.
Yeah. So what I do, I love it. So I make like a little flat piece like that.
Yes.
Then I add a bit of peanuts, a bit of lemongrass, onion flakes, you know, the deep fried little onion flakes. I put a bit of honey, some chilies, then I roll it up.
Look at
and
you.
you serve it like that with a bit of soya sauce, and you dip it like that. Yum and crunchy.
Look at you. Would you agree, Chef? I love having spinach fresh, hey?
Yes.
Especially when I just get a whole bunch of baby spinach in my smoothie with I've now with a coconut milk as well, mint, apple, just blitz it. Oh my word.
Loads of freshness.
Yeah.
If you're looking out for your health as well, take a carrot, organic carrots, don't peel them. Roll, like Anel was doing with hers.
Yes.
Take a leaf, just tear it up.
Yes. And then you roll your carrot in there.
Roll your carrot in there, and then you just steam it. So you are going to put your carrot longitudinal there, and then you just Roll it.
Yeah,
very
because we know
nicely.
South Africans are practicing their rolling these days, so great stuff. Get your organic carrot in there and have your spinach that way. It's fantastic.
We've been rolling.
I love it. I love it. That's how we roll. Listen, I think we have one more segment to go. I do hope the director does give some time. I thank you very much. We'll also keep those lines open, 021-430-9881. They see me rolling. They're hating. They're trying to catch
It really is lovely having the ladies here helping us out with our cooking conundrums. Now, if you watched the show yesterday, you would have seen that we are renovating our yellow lounge and here in the studio, but we can't decide which color to paint it. So, of course, we've had to ask our loyal viewers, which is you, to have a say. So go and cast your vote because we really are undecided between the beige Provincial Park or the greener Dusty Loden.
So we've got those social media comments, rather a few of them, as to what you posted on Facebook. So let's take a look. Esmeralda's the first one saying, Provincial Park. From a distance, it looks all run down, but up close, it's beautiful. Not a too dark color. It's summer, people, and even in winter, it will look good with quality furniture. Okay. Vida says, gosh, both colors paint awesome. We'll love to do paint makeover of our house using Dusty Loden. For this, I choose Provincial Park. Great one. Okay. Elise says Dusty Loden as well. The darker walls, the better. Sky says definitely Dusty Loden. It's so soft and dark. Plus the green color really stands out smoothly. And then let's end off with Shiam, who says Provincial Park opens up a space as it's spring and everything comes to life. The other color next year, autumn. So it's very, very cool to see that it's so divided,
It
Hazel.
is neck and neck. Now,
Wow.
if you haven't voted yet, you can still do so. You have until 9 a.m. That is about just under half an hour left to go and cast your vote because hurry up, we have a wall to paint. We certainly do. And you have the chance to have your say and help us at least transform this lounge to make sure, so go make sure your vote, at least you go and vote because your favorite color will be painted and become part of our new studio. Wow.
Well, as you can see in the kitchen, green is our favorite color. We're trying to infuse all kinds of health into South African diets these days. Okay, the culinary hotline bling. Ting, ting, ting. Back on the line, 021-430-9881. Give us a call. I'm sure you've got many confounding culinary conundrums which we will conquer for you with Anel and Chef Tash. Sago pudding has recently become one of my favorite. I love it with custard. I love it alone. I love it warm. I love it cold. I love it anywhere. A question coming in from a caller, Lena from Port Elizabeth, says, should you use water or milk when making sago pudding?
Milk, definitely.
Yeah, definitely
because,
milk.
It creates that creaminess.
Exactly.
It's a creamy, very creamy dessert.
Yeah.
And you can, if you use water, you are just going to water it down.
Yes.
But if you're worried about allergies and all that, there are various substitutes of milk.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at those substitutes over there, and later on there is a question about what one can use as a substitute for cow's milk. So I'll also just sort of bring this into it.
Oh, yes.
So when you're making something like a sago pudding and you're looking for a substitute for dairy milk, could that work?
I like to use rice milk because it's got really the similar taste than
rice milk.
Yeah, than cow's milk. When you use almond milk or any like coconut milk, you will taste the coconut, you will taste the almond. So you must always remember that.
Yeah.
So it will have an almond flavor, and so this is what I use. And you also spoke about oats milk.
Yes, there's oats milk. There's you know, there are new various types of milks these days. Oat milk is really from oats. So it's, as Anel is saying, with almond milk, you are going to taste the nuttiness. So if you don't want the nuttiness, you can do rice, you can do oats, you can do
soya
milk, you can do yes.
Okay,
yeah.
all right. So that will still give you
the best.
Rice milk is the best next substitute. Okay, a caller on the line, I believe, is Uthandile. Ithandile Olo. Yeah? Isandile? Yeah, that's what I'm hearing from her. Hi, is it Isandile speaking?
Yes, it is.
Oh, great to have you on the line. You're calling us from?
I'm calling us from East London.
From East London. Molweni, love East London. What is your question?
My question is, how do you make caramel without burning the sugar.
What is it?
Yeah, it's such a question.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so
I
how
laughed
to make
because-
caramel
yeah.
without burning the sugar? I tell you what, Isanila, I've never even tried to make caramel, so I don't even know what it constitutes. But anyway, okay, so here we go.
So sorry, the reason why I laugh because I always burn mine.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm going to ask you.
Chef Tash.
Caramel is sugar and water. So
Yes.
what you need to do is, Ita, is that you? Like, Ngwe?
Yes, Mom.
Yeah, what is it like? Ooh, you know,
What's your mother? Ita Aman, because you're going to make me blush and cry and all kinds of things.
It's a mama. Well done, Ita. Well done. Well done.
Okay, I'm emotional now. I don't know
it's
why.
okay, it's
All
okay.
right, Ita, you use sugar and then you do water, but you must make sure that your stove is not as hot.
Oh, why are you getting emotional, Chef
I
Tash?
don't know. He's in East London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When last did you see him?
I think in June.
Okay. Ita,
Ita.
are you still on the line?
No, you can't do that.
Are you still on the line, Ita?
The family is on the line.
Okay, I think the whole family's on the line. All right, I think yes. I think Chef Tash, Mama wants to hear that you
You're
that you
going to
love her.
spoil my makeup. I love you so much.
Oh.
And I miss you. Ita,
Yo, guys, man, apa man?
Okay.
Now me makeup yam moshega man.
So your stove has to be like quite cool and everything. And remember, I said you must always have an old person next to you so that you don't burn yourself. And then always make sure that you don't use a wooden spoon.
Yeah.
Don't use a metal spoon, use a wooden spoon, okay? I love you.
Guys, Ita, you've just made our day. I think you've made South Africa's day, Chef Tash's day. What a beautiful moment of the culinary hotline bling, ting, ting, ting. We'll do it again next week. Oh, come here, mama.
Don't take credit. Unexpected coming from a bank. But just think about it. Using credit to finance a flashy lifestyle to show that you've arrived won't help you live better. What's new today is old tomorrow, except for the debt that you still have to pay. But do take credit to renovate your home, buy a more reliable car, or pay for your children's education. If that's your goal, then Capitec will help you realize your dreams. Because living better starts when you get credit for the right reasons.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso on SABC3. Time for us to check out quickly what's happening, what's interesting, funny, and of course random that we've stumbled across on social media this morning.
Yeah, well, this first one absolutely stood out for me because I think this girl and I can hang out. She's a musician. Her name is Lizzo, and she is seen in this video twerking while playing the flute last week. She is now a personal hero to everyone on Twitter.
What
She's
do you
amazing.
mean?
Check it out. She's my kind of girl.
What do you mean?
Check it out.
Okay. So, guys, that's such a...
Wow!
Hey!
Ha 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 ha! a hero. We are led. We have leadership in the world when you have a girl like that.
I feel like there's like a whole new definition for the Pied Piper.
I commend that girl because multitasking is a thing. Right? To twerk and do the flute.
But I mean, honestly, if we gave you look, not even a flute, like a flute-like thing right now, I'm sure you'd be able to twerk and
the problem is I can't twerk to begin
start with. Because people underestimate that twerking is actually a skill on its own.
Some people make it look easy.
Yeah.
That's just weird. Like a flute is such a classical instrument.
What's the difference between twerking and booty popping?
Booty popping is what Beyonce did in
Okay.
Oh, no. Yeah.
So you could booty pop and play like a. Okay, I've got an idea. So wait, hold on.
Ay.
You have to twerk.
So you got to blow on this as if it's a flute, and then you do it, and then while you
second story, and we can.
All right. Well, this one came around. A guy who found himself trapped almost between two cars. Where first day at a new job, obviously bound to have a lot of learning curves. Take a look at this video. But yeah, it doesn't really quite include when you think about the first day at the job. Finding yourself in a position like this. So he's there, he's washing cars, and something's happening. That car at the back is not supposed to be coming around, but now he's like, oh my God, what's happening? Whoa.
He's a hero! He put himself in between himself and the car.
Like, how much must you love your job to put yourself between two cars that don't belong to you?
That's crazy.
You're like,
oh, no, that's a keeper. That's a guy
He made
that's...
sure that big car did not touch the little car.
Yeah.
That's
if
amazing.
he was on probation over, you've got the job, it's permanently yours.
Does he have to be on probation?
No, if
Yeah,
he
wasn't it his first day at work? If he was on probation, then, I mean, it shows you the commitment.
Oh, you mean like from on his job?
He's
Okay, I was
now
thinking,
employed.
like, you know,
He's employed
yeah,
now.
now I must get rid of my mentality. Yeah, it must, All right,
Well, you know what? When you get married for better or for worse, in sickness and in health. But also, when your wife's hair blows up, you gotta be on hand. I'm speaking about none other than Prince Harry. That when a gust of wind took hold of Meghan's hair, what did he do? He made sure he patted those bad babies down. Can we see that again?
He patted those bad babies down.
We need to see that again. Hashtag relationship goals.
Go again,
Come on.
Harry. Show us again, Harry. How you do it? How you do it,
There
Harry?
we go. And
There comes
enter
the
the
wind.
wind.
Oh, don't
and
worry,
what
my
does he
love.
do? He's like,
I've
I
got
got
your
you,
hair.
baby. I got you. I
Yes.
love that.
The royal hair is still intact.
And just chilled.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, man. That's the
They need to
ideal
clone
husband.
him.
You're not
They
off
need
the
to
hook,
clone
by
him.
the way. You still need to show South Africa how you
Yeah.
blow the pan pipe.
You have an amazing memory.
And 1, 2, 3, 4.
Clover No Lac. Lactose-free milk that lets you enjoy dairy again. Made with love by Clover.
Oh, relationship goals, Angie. Hang on, you've got a little something now. Listen, I'm going to jump into the kitchen right now, and as if this dessert really needs an introduction. No, we love a good peppermint crisp tart. It is as good as a heritage. We love it. It's a French tart. Now we're taking those components and we're putting it into a cake, but a lactose-free version this time around, because if you are lactose intolerant, it doesn't mean that you have to miss out on all the sweet treats and the flavors. You can still do so. We're going to use Clover No Lac in our recipe this morning, Angie. Thank you for joining us. Welcome. And you can see you've got just like caramel oozing.
It's like falling all over the place.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, so it's a little tricky. You want to have the peppermint crisp tart vibe because everyone loves that. I mean, it's such a South African thing.
It's one of my favorites.
But if you're lactose intolerant, you're not going to be able to use the caramel treat or the condensed milk or the cream that normally goes into it. So we rather decided to make a cake and then fill it with a sort of a caramel mousse.
Right.
So I'm going to show you how to make the cake. There's two components. There's the sponge cake, which uses the milk. So it's a hot milk sponge, which is lovely and light and fluffy.
Okay, got
so
it.
it's really nice. And then the mousse part, which we're not going to make because it's quite a long-winded process, but we'll just talk you through it.
But we'll tell you what you need to do to get your hands on the recipe as well. Cool. So for the cake part, right?
So for the cake part, we've got our eggs in here.
Okay.
So we've got 5 eggs, and we're going to whisk them up with some caster sugar.
Right.
And the idea is to get that lovely, light, fluffy, ribbony stage.
And if you don't have one of these awesome machine mixers, then
you're going to do it by hand.
I'll say.
That'll be your exercise for the week.
Are you going to whisk?
Yeah.
But it's good. It's possible.
It's really good for these arms.
arms.
Okay, so while that's whisking up to the ribbon stage, we're going to take our no lac. So this is our treated milk so that the lactose has been treated out of it.
Yes, so it contains lactase, which breaks down lactose, which makes it easier to digest. Yes.
And then we've got a little bit of vegetable oil because obviously we can't use butter or anything like that.
So vegetable oil, okay.
So we've got plain vegetable oil, and that gets heated up just sort of to boiling point.
Okay.
In our bowl here, we've got some cake flour, a little bit of baking powder, and a pinch of salt as well.
Okay.
So we'll do that in a second.
So you wait for that. You need
just
to reach
getting this to
just
heat
not
up.
boiling stage, but just what hot.
Yeah, just hot.
And when you talk ribbon stage.
Yeah, so ribbon stage means that if you lift up, I'm going to try and do this now. If you lift up, you should have lovely ribbons of the egg. So it's very light and fluffy.
Okay, so obviously it needs to go for a little while.
It goes for quite a while. So, but
Okay.
we're gonna walk through.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna take our milk and then very slowly you're gonna pour it in.
This whole mixture.
In sort of a thin stream,
Right.
so that you don't knock the air back out of it.
Okay.
So if you've got a nice mixer like this, it's
It
fabulous.
does help, yeah.
If you don't, you're gonna struggle to do two-handed maneuvers with pouring the milk.
I'm sure you can
Get a
write this
friend.
off as a family activity.
Exactly.
You can do this, but believe me, it's beautiful. If you want to get your hands on the full recipe, obviously we're only showing you a few of the steps to create it, but the keyword is Clover. SMS that to 33728. That's Clover to 33728, and we'll gladly share those recipe links with you. You can also log on to our website, expressoshow.com.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right, so on a low speed then.
Yeah, obviously, you can't
We don't want to make a huge mess.
Yes.
We're going to just tip the
flour and
in, sort of, well, I'm making a mess as it is.
All good, make a mess. I'm going to help you out here.
Yeah, that'll be good.
There we go.
So you sort of tip it in slowly so that that whisk can move that flour into it. You don't get any lumps that way and it gets blended right through.
There we go. I think we're doing well.
You're doing very well.
Come, get out there. Get out there.
Get out there. And then it doesn't take much. It's a very light, fluffy mixture. We're just going to whiz it up a bit.
See, now we can go a little bit with the speed.
Yeah, just to get the lumps
Okay, so
out.
this is now obviously for the sponge. Right.
Yeah, sorry, that's the sponge. And it's a very light, fluffy mixture. Now you're going to pour this sponge mixture into 2 tins.
Okay.
So what you want to do is have 2 flatter sponges rather. It's a
Right.
lot easier to work with and it bakes better. In at 180,
We
it
just turn
rises
this guy
up.
off.
Yeah, before we burn
Before we
ourselves.
burn ourselves, okay.
And then you're going to end up with a sponge cake, which I can't get out of the tin.
There you go, you
so
got it.
A sponge cake, and you're going to have 2 of these. What I would do is just cut that off, level it off,
Okay.
and then you're going to get a ring that doesn't have a bottom.
Yes.
And you're going to put a sponge at the bottom, and then you're going to fill it with the mousse.
Let me just take this guy out of the way.
Yeah. You're going to put a sponge at the bottom,
Okay.
fill it up with the mousse, and put another sponge at the top.
So like we've here, you can see the example
Yes.
that we've done. We also have what is this, a 3?
That's more like a 4-tiered one that
one.
Nicole's made for us.
Okay,
Yeah. So
and
that's
then-
super decadent.
Yeah.
So really what it is a bit of a mousse cake. And this is again we've made a mousse using our lactose-free milk.
Yes.
And we've folded some egg whites into it instead of using the cream. So it's still
Alright.
got a bit of a fluffy, light texture to it.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not forgiving or not foregoing the taste of this iconic dessert.
And we've made a
which is great.
caramel. So instead of using the caramel treat, we've actually made a caramel using cooked sugar.
Oh, wow.
Like Tash was trying to explain before she broke down.
Listen, Shane, listen, I know there's a lot of steps to this recipe.
Yes.
The keyword is Clover, SMS that to 33728. But if you've missed anything, here's a quick recap as to how you make this beautiful lactose-free peppermint crisp cake.
Made with love by Clover.
Absolutely delicious and lactose-free as well, which is amazing. The keyword is Clover, SMS that to 33728. So Angie, this is a finished product and you just kind of garnish it now,
Oh, now we're going to add
or
our peppermint
decorate
crisp,
it.
which is the part we love. And if you are lactose intolerant, you may want to not put as much of the milk chocolate on, but you can use a dark chocolate that's mint flavored.
I just feel like I need to do something as well.
You
Hang
should
on.
do something.
Just a little bit of something.
Oh, you look at that. That's a magic shot.
There we go. Look at that. Some crumbs around for some extra effect. Angie, thank you very much. I love this. Peppermint crisp tart, peppermint crisp cake, lactose-free. You can't get better than that. Clover is the keyword. SMS that to 33728. It will be on our website, expressoshow.com.
Clover No Lac. Lactose-free milk that lets you enjoy dairy again. Made with love by Clover.
Now we're still hanging out with the gents from the Jim Harrison Project. They're performing after the break. They've got a track called Out of My League, and that's coming up in a short while.
Join us this Saturday evening on Top Billing as Uzalo's Mam Lambo proves nobody does wedding day drama quite like SA's biggest soapy. Blitzbok Chris Dry was the kid too small to make the team until sheer grit made him a world champion. And Fez learns to love the wide open reaches of the West Coast from Darling to Paternoster. That's Saturday at 6 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
Okay. I guess she's out of my league. The boy says she's more than I need. But I just wanna believe that she show up at my doorstep. I guess she's out of my league. Yeah, way more than I need. She's way out of my league, but I just have to believe. I just have to believe.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Hey, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso and SABC3, where the stage is yours. If it's your birthday and you've sent us an email on birthdays@kadova.tv, this is the time where we give you that lovely shout out, or if you've commented on our Facebook page. So if it's your birthday or if you want to wish anyone a happy birthday, let's take a look at those comments that have come through. Usually Wanza says Zara Wanza is celebrating her birthday today. Happy birthday from Daddy. Sasha Nadi says mine was on the 11th of March. Oh, it was a while ago. It was a long time ago, but happy belated birthday. Tuli Lishi JX says happy birthday, my mother. Have a nice day. Love you a lot. And Peter Johnson says my birthday is on the 2nd of October. We'll be sure to try and remember that. Fazer Matthew says happy birthday to my nephew Imtiaz Abrahams. Wishing you a speedy recovery. I love you. Mtandeni Sibanyoni says happy birthday to my Ntwana Catherine Ramono. May she have a blessed vandag. Is it your birthday? Hashtag Expresso Show. We would like to wish you a very happy birthday.
All right, time to close down this Wednesday edition of your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We've been enjoying the music of the Jim Harrison Project. Thank you very much, gents. Man, really, really good vibes. Can't wait for that EP album release next week or next year in April. And in between that time, obviously there's a lot of recording time, there's a lot of mixing time, studio time. What else are you guys up to? When can fans see you live doing what you do best?
Yeah, so the 6th of October, we're performing at the Mojo Market. On the 13th of October, we're performing at Beer House. And the 1st of October, we're releasing Lang Gaan Praat.
All right, excellent stuff, which is, of course, the song that you previously performed. And what's the last one that you've prepared for us, man?
Out of My League is from our first album called Chapter 1, which is still on sale.
Fantastic. Yep. Take it away, guys. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, South Africa, and thank you, Expresso, for having us on the show. We're going to do our last song, which is called Out of My League. And this song is about falling in love with someone and not being able to talk to her. So It's called Out of My League. We hope you enjoy it. If you love what you hear, please follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We love showing you what we do. Let's take it away, boys. I love the way you look at me, and I love the way you stare when we're close enough to be seen. I get nervous when you look at me, and I find myself hoping you'd say anything. You'd say anything. But I just see you on Facebook, and I need more than a tweet. I guess she's out of my league. Boy says it's more than I need. But I just wanna believe that she'd show up at my doorstep. I guess she's out of my league. You know that I look at you, and I guess you know I like you too, but do you know who I am? You see me here, then you see me there. I like your status and the pics you share, but I want the real thing. And I just see you on Facebook, but I need more than a tweet. I guess she's out of my league. The boy says it's more than I need. But I just wanna believe that she'd show up at my doorstep. I guess she's out of my league. Yeah. Instagram ain't not gonna keep me. I write up like I told, but I don't like reading, so I'll just keep on singing. I sing a song or two just to keep you happy. I hope you like the tune there to keep you clapping. But I'll just keep on hoping that she's not out of my league. The boy says she's more than I need. But I just wanna believe that she'd show up at my doorstep. That she'd show up at my doorstep. I guess she's out of my league, way more than I need. She's way out of my league, but I just have to believe. I just have to believe.
Project, check them out, follow them on social media, really doing some really cool stuff, man.
Brilliant.
Great performances as well.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Guys, what a day. Thank you very much. What a morning,
time,
man. Yeah.
To be alive, man. What a special moment with Chef Tash and her son on the
Ah,
phone. That's why we make
so
TV,
sweet,
man.
that.
To bring people
That made me
together
feel
to
really
connect.
good. It felt really good. That.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks
See you tomorrow.
for joining in.
Cheers, guys.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.